A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure oil olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually in the tabernacle of the congregation. And it shall be a statute forever in your generations.
The eternal life. The National Broadcasting Company and its affiliated independent stations present The Eternal Light, a program which comes to you under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America. Today's program, written by Joseph Mindell, is entitled 4 Hours to Midnight and is presented in celebration of the 7th anniversary of the establishment of the State of Israel. Listen. They're starting again.
Relax. It's only a trigger-happy Arab.
What time is it?
8 o'clock.
It won't be long now.
No. 4 hours more. 4 hours to midnight.
4 hours to midnight, June the 10th, 1948, in field headquarters on the Jerusalem front.
I can't sit still. Take my advice. Relax. 4 hours can be a long time.
Relax. Now?
Especially now.
I don't understand how you can be so calm.
Let's check again. Let's make sure there's nothing more to be done before the truce goes into effect.
You're an American. Maybe it's easier for you.
Is it?
Your work will soon be finished. There's nothing more to be done now.
No, nothing to be done. Only to wait. And think. And remember.
Now at this time, on the 7th anniversary of the establishment of the State of Israel, let us choose to remember not the day when independence was proclaimed, not the weeks of fighting before victory was won, but the last minutes of waiting, with guns ready but silent, the last hour before the peace, with the fading sound of bullets, stray bullets, scattering death with no intent, with the sound of death in our ears. Let us remember the ancient words of Isaiah.
My people shall abide in a peaceful habitation, in secure dwellings and quiet resting places, and justice shall dwell in the wilderness, and the work of righteousness shall be peace.
Let us also say, the work of righteousness is peace. And let us remember a wooden hut on the Jerusalem road, and the work of David Marcus, American, who was a soldier and a man of peace. His name was David, but everybody called him Mickey.
On account of my older brother, you see, I used to tag after him wherever he went. He was Big Mike, so naturally I was Little Mike, Mickey.
In the 1930s, Mickey Marcus was Commissioner of Correction in New York City. And he worked at it, as he worked at everything he did, long and hard.
I thought I'd find you here, Mickey.
Yes, sir, here I am.
Mickey, I won't have it. I won't have my commissioners working themselves to a shadow. 12 hours a day is enough.
Oh, this isn't exactly work. That is not city work.
Don't try to fool me. Look at that pile of papers. And the books. What's that one? Textbook on prison administration?
No, sir. The title is Artillery Fire Control.
What? What did you say?
And this one is Principles of Military Strategy.
What are you up to, Mickey? You studied that at West Point.
No, that was a long time ago. I'm just brushing up.
I see. You've had enough of this job, is that it?
Oh, no, sir. Not at all.
Maybe a West Pointer never gets soldiering out of the system.
I enjoyed the years I spent as a soldier, and I learned a lot, but I'm not a soldier anymore. I'm a lawyer.
Studying the legal aspects of artillery fire control?
Look, I have no intention of going back to the Army, unless it's necessary.
You seem to be pretty sure it's going to be necessary.
Well, I read the papers. I know what Hitler's been saying, what he's been doing. How does it seem to you, sir?
Mickey, please don't misunderstand, but maybe the picture looks blacker to you because
it's happening to Jews? Yes, I'm Jewish. But I wouldn't feel any different about it if they were Protestants or Catholics. Maybe the point is that I'm an American as well as a Jew.
I know how you feel. You don't have to explain.
I do. I have to explain it for myself. About being an American, I mean. We have a heritage of ideas, not of blood. Of peace, not of violence. And to keep a heritage like that, sometimes you have to fight. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to preach a sermon.
It's all right. Anytime you want to preach, my boy, I'll see that you get time on the radio station. Only, Mickey, you can't carry the whole world on your shoulders.
No, sir. Only my share. The way I figure, no matter what happens to it, it's my world, too.
Come in. Yes, what is it? You're in uniform, Mickey. I suppose I should say Captain Marcus.
My outfit was called to active duty, sir.
We'll miss you here. Mickey, I don't know how you're fixed financially.
Oh, I'm not
But
complaining.
you won't have to worry about money while you're on military leave.
Money's one thing I never learned to worry about.
The city will pay the difference between your salary as commissioner and your captain's pay.
No, sir, I couldn't take it.
I didn't ask you. Besides, your wife will appreciate it if you don't.
Emma's a teacher. She'll get along.
In the name of common sense, what are you making a fuss about?
I wouldn't feel right doing the same job as any other captain in the Army and getting more money for it.
There are lots of captains in the U.S. Army, but only one of them is a commissioner of correction.
All the same, sir, I'd rather not have the difference in pay.
You've got to take it. It's the law.
The law is supposed to take care of city employees whose families would suffer on an enlisted man's pay. It wasn't intended.
Stop arguing, Commissioner Marcus.
With all due respect, sir, it won't do any good to bang on the table. The law was not intended for people in my position.
The law is the law. I don't want to hear another word.
I have something to say about this,
The
too.
check will be sent every month, and you'll take it. That's an order, and there's nothing you can do about it.
There isn't, eh?
Get away from that typewriter and stand up like a man. If you have anything to say, say it to my face.
I will. There you are.
Oh, stop waving that paper around.
Well, read it, why don't you? I'll tell you what it is. My resignation as Commissioner of Correction.
Don't think you can frighten me by banging on the table.
I don't work for the city anymore. You can't give me any more orders. And you can stuff that check down the nearest wastebasket.
Oh, Mickey, you're an idiot. But I like you.
I'm glad of that, sir.
Which is not to say that I understand you.
What? Well, it seems clear enough to me. There's a job to be done, a job for all of us together. I don't want extra compensation for doing what I know to be right.
What?
The train, Emma.
Wait just still a minute, Mickey. Mickey, be careful.
Don't worry about me, Sniffy. Take care of yourself.
Yes, I'll cross the street at corners and I'll wear boots when it rains. I'll eat vitamins and minerals like... Oh, Mickey.
You're crying, Emma.
I didn't want to. I wasn't going to cry when you got on the train.
I know. It's all right.
No more, Mickey. Please, no more tears.
Well, why shouldn't you cry? Only, Emma, a little bit The tear should be for the whole world. My people shall abide in a peaceful habitation, in secure dwellings and quiet resting places.
In the whole world, there is no peace and no quiet. Therefore, David Marcus, who was a man of peace, took up the work with a rifle and with artillery fire control, and with principles of military strategy. He served in the European Theater of Operations, in the Pacific, in the office of the Chief of Staff, first as Captain Marcus, soon as Colonel. If I tell you this, it is only to tell you what kind of soldier a man of peace can be, and so that you'll be able to begin to see the line that leads to a command post on the road from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. 4 hours to midnight, June the 10th, 1948.
What's going on out there?
You told me, Mickey. A trigger-happy Arab.
Mm-hmm. All the same, it's my job to find out for sure.
There. He stopped. Sit down. Your job will be over in a few hours.
But in the meantime... Yaakov, I've been thinking. Suppose I were the Arab commander.
I'm very thankful that you're not.
But if I were, and if I knew the truce went into effect in a few hours, what would I do?
That's his problem, Mickey.
No, Yaakov. The more I think of it, the more it seems to become my problem.
This was June of 1948, 4 hours before midnight. But this was not the beginning. There was another midnight 3 years earlier, in 1945, when he returned from the war to his own home, tossed in his bed, called out in his sleep.
Mickey, what is it?
Emma.
It's all right. Everything is all right.
You're here, Emma.
Yes, Mickey, I'm here.
I frightened you.
It's nothing. You had a bad dream.
No, it wasn't a dream.
Again, Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
With the Dachau again.
Yes, I was there. When we reached the camp and threw open the gates, they came out. They were... I saw them, Emma. I saw them.
Maybe if you talk about it, Mickey.
I tried. I can't tell anyone, not even you. I can't forget. Emma, if such things can happen, what kind of a world is it?
He knew. Even before Dachau, he knew. Of the tears that Emma wept, he offered a portion for the world, and his own eyes dry. He waited, as if for the work that would be his to do. Early in January of 1948, he had a visitor from Palestine.
In the Haganah, my name is Yaakov. I'll come right to the point, Colonel.
Not anymore.
I beg your pardon?
I've resigned my commission.
Oh. Then, Mr. Marcus.
Yaakov, my friends call me Mickey.
I think we'll get along very well. Mickey, how soon can you leave for Palestine?
Wait a minute, not so fast.
It has to be fast. On May 15th, the British give up their mandate and leave the country. Egypt, Transjordan, Lebanon, the whole Arab world has armies on the frontiers waiting.
Well, you have the Haganah.
Today, the Haganah is an illegal defense force. On May 15th, it'll be the army of a new state. We have to be sure it's strong enough to defend the state.
Well, isn't it? I mean, what do you think?
Mickey, before I became the... Never mind what my rank is. Before the Haganah, all my life, I was a bookbinder. Maybe what looks good to a bookbinder isn't good enough.
You want me to make a survey, is that it?
That is it.
I've been in the Army for 7 years, Yaakov. I came home only a little while ago. Give me a week to think it over.
There isn't time. How soon can you leave for Palestine?
You're not really asking me, are you, Yaakov?
I am asking, Mickey, but I think I know. what your answer will be. Welcome to Palestine, Mickey. At least to the part you can see from this cellar.
Oh, this is your headquarters, Yakov.
Now, I can have every top commander here by tomorrow.
What for?
What for? To answer your questions.
Well, I don't know what to ask yet.
All right, do it your way.
Yeah, that's just what I had in mind. Now, first I want to join the Haganah unit.
Oh, no.
And watch the men in action, see their tactics, study the terrain.
No, Mickey.
Is it? For everybody or only for Americans?
Please, everybody. Commander Marcus is ready. Well, Mickey?
I'm not sure I know how to begin. Oh, Dov, I was with your unit at Beersheba.
My boys are still talking about the Americans.
And with yours, Judah, at Gaza.
We can use you anytime.
In a tight spot, there's nobody I'd rather have with me. Your men are the best fighters I've ever seen. But you have no army. You have an unorganized force of brave men that'll be wiped out in its first battle. I had to give it to you straight.
Well, we've managed to get along up to now.
Yes, in raids and guerrilla actions. Now you'll be up against regular armies. Look, your communications are weak. You have no reserves.
Reserves are a waste of manpower. We can't afford to have them.
You can't afford not to have them. Your units are too small. Your staff setup is inadequate. You have no service of supply. You have no supplies. I'm sorry to be the one to say these things, but those are the facts.
What can we do, Mickey? What do we need?
You need a miracle, Yaakov.
Is that all? And we'll do it.
I'm not joking.
Neither am I. We're used to miracles. Half the people in this room can give you first-hand evidence.
I'm almost ready to believe in them myself.
There's only one thing. Miracles need a helping hand.
And I promised Emma I'd be back in a month.
It was more than 2 months before he left Palestine. And when he left, Haganah was an army. He did not create something out of nothing, nor did he create it single-handed. As always, he did a share of the work. And as always, his share was a large one. 3 weeks after he came home, he again had a visitor.
Yaakov! Mickey. Today is May 2nd. What?
You came all the way from Palestine to tell me the date? Oh, Emma, this is my friend Yaakov.
Yes, I know. I've been expecting you, Yaakov.
But I didn't know myself. You're a wise woman, Emma.
Mickey has finished the planning, and
Now he's needed to help carry out the plans he made.
offer his life. Every hour, every minute.
There's no other way.
You have no right to ask it of him.
I wouldn't ask it of him alone. I came here to your house to ask you both.
I'm a woman, Yaakov. In 7 years, my husband has been with me so seldom.
I know, Emma.
Surely you can find someone else for what you want.
I've looked. There is no one else.
Why? Why Mickey? Why must he always be the one to go?
I can't tell you, Emma. Maybe it's because he's needed.
I hope that would persuade you, Yaakov. I know I can't persuade my husband.
I have to go, Snippy.
Don't call me that again or I'll cry. I don't want to cry. Not ever again.
I want you to understand. I have to know that you understand.
I don't understand. I think I never will. But I love you, David. I know how you feel. I know that you have to go back.
Thank you, Emma.
And I'm afraid, Mickey. I'm so terribly afraid.
I'll make you a promise, Snippy. I promise that I'll be home in June.
Field headquarters on the Jerusalem front, June the 10th, 1948. 4 hours to midnight.
What are you writing, Mickey?
A letter, Yaakov. A letter to Emma.
And I won't interrupt you.
I'm trying to explain that I had to come back here.
You don't have to explain. She knows it.
Yeah, but I want her to understand why.
It's not easy.
Oh.
Do you understand?
I've written 5 pages.
Don't throw it away.
It's not what I want to say. It's full of words. Duty, responsibility, freedom. Like a newspaper editorial.
Mickey, there's something about this place, this hour. I want to tell you something.
What, Jacob?
When I came to ask you to help, I hoped you would. As soon as I spoke to you, after the first words, I knew you would. Mickey, I still don't understand why.
Jacob,
Wait, let me finish. For me, for so many like me, there's no problem. This is where we've gathered together, all of us, the homeless. We're fighting for a home, for our lives. We have no choice. But you, Mickey.
Suddenly it becomes clear. Don't you see, Jacob? That's why I'm here, because I have a choice.
No, I don't see.
I remember it from way back when I was a kid, when my brother Mike used to take me to the synagogue. I've read the words many times since then.
What words?
Well, as I remember them, they're in Deuteronomy. See, I have set before thee this day life and good and death and evil. Therefore choose that thou mayest live.
Mickey, you sleeping?
Shooting, Yaakov.
Still worrying about that?
No, about the Arab commander.
You're the Israeli commander on the Jerusalem front. Let him worry.
Do you want to know what I'd do if I were in his place?
No, but I'll listen.
The Arabs are trying to starve Jerusalem into surrender, right?
They can't. Not with this new road outside. The road from Tel Aviv.
Exactly. Now, what if they should cut that road?
They haven't been able to up to now.
Yeah, but suppose that now, in the last hours before the truce, they took some of our positions. By the terms of the truce, they'd keep whatever they had at midnight.
Where are you going?
Out and see what's happening to alert all positions.
Send a messenger, a patrol.
I have to see for myself.
You're the commander, Mickey. You mustn't take the risk.
I have to know for sure.
Commander Marcus, I order you to stay here.
Of course, you can't order me not to do my job.
Wait, Mickey. I'll go with you. Now, are you satisfied, Mickey?
This is the last position. We can go back.
Hey, American! Be careful! The Arabs are popping off all along the line.
Don't worry, they're not aiming at me.
You know it. Maybe even the Arabs know it, but a bullet has no sense at all. Be careful! Shalom, American. Shalom.
4 hours to midnight, in a jeep on the road to Jerusalem. The last hours before the peace, when there is only the sound of going home, when the armies rest, the guns are still. All still, except one, carrying death with no intent.
Shalom, American. Peace be with you.
My people shall abide in a peaceful habitation, in secure dwellings and quiet resting places. And justice shall dwell in the wilderness, and the work of righteousness shall be peace.
They were the words of Isaiah, and the way of David Marcus, and the hope of Israel. On this day of anniversary, they are words to remember.
If you would like a copy of today's script, please send your name and address with 10 cents to cover the cost of postage and handling to the Jewish Theological Seminary of America, 3080 Broadway, New York 27, New York. And now we take great pleasure in presenting Mr. Jack D. Weiler, Greater New York City Chairman and a National Chairman of the United Jewish Appeal. Mr. Weiler.
There have been many military leaders who, like Colonel Mickey Marcus, died on the eve of victory. But I'm inclined to believe that men of his historical insight and devotion to a cause do not die without an awareness of what their sacrifices have won. In the case of Mickey Marcus, the prize was the first Jewish state in thousands of years. It is a place where exiles from the four corners of the world could come to live in freedom and dignity. Since he died, more than 750,000 of these exiles have settled in Israel. They are building a great oasis of democracy in the feudal desert which surrounds them. I am sure that Mickey Marcus would be proud to know that his fellow Americans have had a major role in the period of Reconstruction that followed Israel's victory. It has been their generosity, expressed through the United Jewish Appeal, that has enabled the new state to absorb so many of the homeless and oppressed of other lands. It has been their unflagging support from which Israel has been able to draw renewed strength in meeting the trials which have beset her. And I think that the soul of Colonel Marcus knows peace, because the America and Israel which he loved so well and for which he fought so bravely share so many common ideals. As we come to Israel's 7th anniversary, the world's newest democracy is a going concern, and it continues to flourish. The hand of our own country, the world's oldest democracy, will always be fully extended toward Israel and its people. And we as Americans will continue through the United Jewish Appeal to help build this haven of refuge and stronghold of democracy, which flourishes today as the fulfillment of ancient prophecies.
Thank you, Mr. Weiler. Our Eternal Light drama today, 4 Hours to Midnight, written by Joseph Mindell, was based on an original manuscript by Loa Olympus for the Colonel David Marcus Foundation and was presented in celebration of the 7th anniversary of the establishment of the State of Israel. Cantor David Putterman sang the liturgical introduction. Featured in the cast were Alexander Scorby, Santos Ortega, Roger DeKoven, Lola Pisa, James Dukas, and Lynn Cook. Norman Rose was the narrator. This is Mel Brandt. The music was written by Morris Momorsky and conducted by Roy Shield. This has been an NBC radio production directed by Daniel Sutter. This weekly program is presented under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America.
This is the NBC Radio Network.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure oil olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually in the tabernacle of the congregation. And it shall be a statute forever in your generations.
The Eternal Light. The National Broadcasting Company and its affiliated independent stations present The Eternal Light, a program which comes to you under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America. Today's story, adapted by Seymour Wright from a story by I. Bashevis Singer, is entitled The Little Shoemakers.
Everyone agreed that Abba Schuster was by far the best shoemaker in Frampol. His reputation reached all the way to Kleshove and Bilgorai, and there were some who said even to the village of Samosho. He was a little man with sad eyes and strong hands, and he sat at his bench from dawn to dusk, measuring the slow passage of time with the steady beat of his cobbler's hammer.
Reb Schuster.
Oh, come in, Believer. Come in.
I brought the money for my new shoes.
Oh, thank you. I hope they're comfortable.
Comfortable? Such shoes could be in a museum. It's like walking on a cloud.
I'm glad you're satisfied.
Believe me, I never knew feet could be so enjoyable. It's a blessing for all of us that you live in Frampol.
Where else would I live? My father made shoes here, and his father, and his father, and someday, God willing, my sons too.
Toward evening, the fading rays of sunlight flickered through the windows of Abba Schuster's workroom, touching his beard with glints of spun gold. Then he would rise from his bench, wash his hands, put on his long coat, and go off to the synagogue for evening prayers. Life in Frampol was simple, but Abba Schuster was content.
Father?
Yes, Gimple?
What's the world like outside of Frampol?
Outside of Frampol? Well, there are many distant lands, strange cities, but nothing of any significance.
Are any of the cities bigger than Frampol?
Bigger? Not noticeably.
Abba Schuster, a fine way to talk to the boy. You know perfectly well that Frampol is no bigger than a dot in a prayer book, a small prayer book.
So maybe I exaggerate a trifle.
A trifle? You make it sound like this is the center of the universe.
My dear Pesha, to me, Frampol is the center of the universe. And here in my house, with you and the boys, this is the center of the center.
Someday, when the Messiah comes to lead all the Jews to the promised land, I suppose you'll want to stay behind in Frampol.
On weekdays, maybe. But I'll always come to Jerusalem for Shabbos.
Abba Schuster had 5 sons, and as each came of age, he received careful instruction in Hebrew, Polish, arithmetic, and the art of making shoes.
Watch how I cut leather for the inner sole, Gimple. Carefully. So.
Let me try it, Father.
Hold the knife firmly. Don't cut your thumb. Good. Now I'll show you how to take the measurements of a foot with this knotted string. Remember that the right foot is usually a bit larger than the left. And above all, don't neglect the big toe. It's very important, the big toe. It must have room to move freely, to express itself. Understand?
Yes, Father.
And always be careful with your measurements. Our customers are fine people, and they deserve the best you can give them. The best, Gimple.
I'll remember.
Later, we'll go down in the cellar to the tanning vats, and I'll teach you our formula for tanning the hides. It's a secret formula handed down in our family for generations and generations. Very valuable.
After Gimpel's apprenticeship, there was Getzel, and after Getzel, Treitel. And finally, even the youngest, Godel and Feifel, were helping to hammer pegs. Then Abba Schuster's workroom, like his heart, was filled to overflowing.
A mother had 5 little boys.
Oh, 5 little boys.
The first one was Gimpele, the second one was Getzele, the third one was Treitele, the fourth one was Godele, the fifth one was Feifele.
Oh,
The years passed. The boys grew. The hammers rose and fell in harmony with the changeless pattern of life in Frampol. And then, one day...
Pesha, where's Gimple?
Isn't he in the workroom?
No, not upstairs either. I haven't seen him all morning.
Well, maybe he's delivering shoes.
No. I sent Getzel with the shoes. Oh. Such a time to disappear. The work is halfway up to the ceiling, and he decides to...
Gimple, where were you?
Outside, walking and thinking.
Walking and thinking? On a Tuesday?
Father, Mother, there's something I have to tell you.
So go ahead, tell us.
I'm going to America.
America?
You robbed someone? You got into a fight?
No, nothing like that. I'm not in any trouble.
Well, then why are you thinking of running away?
I'm not running away, Mother. I'm leaving because there's no future for me here.
No future? Don't be silly. You know a fine trade. Someday, God willing, you'll marry. You'll have everything to look forward to.
You don't understand. I'm tired of this little town, tired of the people here. To me, Frampol is nothing but a big swamp.
Oh, you mean past the old marketplace? Look, when they get around to draining it, there won't be any more swamp.
No, that's not what I meant, Father. It's just that Frampol is too old-fashioned for me.
Frampol? Old-fashioned?
Look at how we live here. Everything just the way it was for centuries. And the people. Israel the healer. Michaelis the marriage broker. The old rabbinical court. The poorhouse overseers. The bathhouse attendants. Don't you see, Father, life is passing us by. There's a great, wonderful world outside of Frampol, and I want to be part of it.
I don't understand you. I don't understand you.
I'm sorry, Father, but I thought about this for a long time, and I'm going. Tonight.
Tonight?
If I'm lucky, I can slip over the border into Germany. And I saved up enough money for my fare on the boat.
Stop him, Abba, stop him.
Gimpella, listen to me.
It's no use, Father. You can't keep me from going.
Abba, say something. Talk to him.
How talk to him? He's a grown man, and stubborn like all the Schusters. If he wants to go, he'll go.
Then it's all right with you?
All right? No, my Gimpella, it's not all right. I don't understand this foolishness. But if it's what you really want, God be with you.
Thank you, Father.
I ask just one thing, Gimpella. Promise me never, never to forsake your religion.
I promise.
Gimple.
Yes, cry, Pesha, cry. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away.
So Gimple went to America, and part of Abba Schuster went with him. As the months unfolded, letters came from America.
I am engaged to a wonderful girl. Her name is Sarah, and she comes from Banfihunyad in Romania. Sarah and I are married. Here is a picture of my bride in her white dress and veil. I am standing next to her in a gentleman's coat and high hat, just like a duke. I just opened up my own shoemaker shop, and I have a great deal of work. I wish Getzel were here to help me. The shop is doing well, thank God. There are so many opportunities in America. I think Getzel would be very happy if he came here.
The letters from America grew more persuasive, more exciting. And in due time, Getzel followed Gimple, and Treifel followed Getzel, and then all three sent for Feivel and Godel. And suddenly, Abba Schuster found himself alone.
A mother had 5 little boys, all 5 little boys. The first one was Gimple, the second one... How did it happen? For generations we lived here. Now, maybe it's a judgment on me, a punishment. I don't know. Where does it make sense? You, Abba, you know what you're doing, and doesn't. Shame on you. His will be done.
Abba, another letter from Feivel.
Oh, give him.
First a coin in the charity box.
That box, it has more money than we have.
For every letter a coin, as long as I live.
Look, pictures. Here, it says on the back, this is Feivel's wife, Bessie.
Oh, she's beautiful.
And here, Gimple's oldest boy.
So big, and the image of you, Abba.
Listen to the letter. Next month, God willing, we will open our own shoe factory in New Jersey. A small place, but at least a start.
Where's New Jersey?
It's a city in Pittsburgh.
Our boys with their own factory.
Again, I beg you, dear father and mother, to come to America. Now that we are prospering, why do you insist on staying in Frampol? You can live here with us in comfort, waiting on hand and foot. Please change your minds and come. What do you think, Pesha? Should we go to America? Strange new country at our age?
Well, for me it would be too much. But what about you, Abba? Could you leave Frampol?
I don't think I would know how.
One year cholera came, and Pesha died. Abba Schuster drank the full measure of his cup of loneliness.
Reb Schuster, a letter for you. I was passing, so the postman asked me to bring it.
Oh, thank you, Reb Lieber. Thank you. Ah, from Getzele.
Reb Schuster, why do you stay here like this? An old man in a crumbling house? You don't have to work. Your boys can take care of you. Every letter they beg you to come to America.
And who would fix the shoes in Frampol? Besides, I'm too old. I was born here. I lived here. When the time comes, I'll sleep here next to Pesha.
For Abba Schuster, there was no way of knowing that history had other plans. Terrible forces were loose in the world, forces of hate, violence, and they reached even to Frampol.
Reb Schuster! What happened? What? My roof is falling down. I knew someday...
Not your roof, you fool! Nazi planes!
Nazi planes?
Yes! Poland is invaded. The Nazis are bombing Frampol. The forest! Quick! We'll be safe in the forest.
Wait, my prey is shown. My shoemaker's boots.
Hurry, Reb Schuster! Hurry! Oh, this running. I can hardly breathe.
Reb Lieber, look. Frampol is burning.
That year, the Jews of Frampol observed the Day of Atonement in a field near their shattered city. Then Abba Schuster joined the homeless ones, a wanderer on the tides of war, bereft of everything but his prayer shawl, his shoemaker's tools, and his faith in God.
Reb Schuster, how are you feeling?
To be truthful, Reb Lieber, I have felt better.
Try to walk faster. We mustn't be left behind.
Faster? Sometimes I want to lie down on the side of the road and sleep there forever.
Don't talk like that. You can't give up now. The others say we'll reach Romania in a few more days. You must keep going. You must.
With God's help, Reb Lieber, with God's help.
Abba Schuster came at last to Romania. An old couple gave him refuge, nursed him, sent a telegram to his sons in America. Then the wheels began turning, and the wheels within the wheels. Couriers were sent on hurried missions. Letters changed hands, cables crossed the ocean. And then an official document arrived from the American consulate.
Reb Schuster, look! Your visa came.
My visa?
Yes! You're going to America.
Vizhnita to Bucharest, Bucharest to Milan, Milan to Naples, Naples to New York, and a new world for Abba Schuster.
Where is he? I can't see him.
There. They're coming down the gangplank. The steward's helping us.
His hair is so white. He's so old.
Father! Welcome to America.
Father! Here we are.
Who?
I'm Dimple. And here's Getzel and Fievel.
We're all here, Father.
Gimpele, Getzele, you're all here? God be praised. God be praised. God be praised.
All right, sit down, everybody. Children, sit down.
Oh, come, Papa.
Sit here, Father, at the head of the table, the place of honor.
Thank you, Gimpele.
Quiet, everybody. Please.
Well, it's time for a speech, but what can I say? We're all here, my dear Father, to honor you, your sons, and their wives, and their children. Everything we are, we owe to you. And everything we know, you taught us. And now, after all these years, maybe we can repay a little something for all you did for us.
I only wish your mother were here. My heart is too full for words. I can best express it in a prayer. Baruch atah Hashem, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'ishayonu, v'kimonu, v'hizionu, b'zman hazeh. He has brought us forth from slavery to freedom, from mourning to joy, from sorrow to festivity, from darkness to a great light.
Father! Call the doctor. Call the doctor.
How is he today?
Same as yesterday and the day before. Since he got out of bed, he wanders around the house in a continual daze, like a sleepwalker.
No wonder. All he's been through.
For 3 weeks now, he's been living in a dream world. Yesterday, he almost fell down the cellar steps.
I sit and watch him, and it breaks my heart. The doorbell scares him, the radio scares him. He's so helpless, and he has such a frightened look on his face.
Maybe another doctor. Please, we had 4 already. What can the doctors do? Give him back Frampel? Don't you see? His world is gone. He can't find a new one. He's an old man lost, Fievel. An old man lost.
Grandpa? May I come in, Grandpa?
What?
It's me, Alan.
Ah, Alan.
How are you feeling today?
How am I feeling? Very old. What have you got there? New toys?
No, a bag of tools, Grandpa. I found them in the hall closet. I thought maybe they were yours.
Let me see. Ah, my shoemaker's tools.
Are these the ones you used in Franfol?
Yes, I carried them all the way. Look, here's my old knife, and my pliers, and the knotted string I used for taking measurements. In those days, Aaron, shoes were made by men, not machines. It took time and skill and patience. This hammer feels so good in my hand. Aaron?
Yes?
Maybe there's an old pair of shoes around the house that needs mending.
I think so, Grandpa. Mother must have some.
So go, bring them. I'll show you how I used to fix shoes in the old days.
Fievel, have you any more old shoes that need mending?
No, not a single one.
But Father is running out of work.
Sorry, what can I do? We fixed all our old shoes days ago. I even ruined a few pairs just to keep him busy.
It's unbelievable. Since he started with the tools, he's a young man again, just like in Frampel.
Yes, fine. All we have to do now is dig up enough old shoes for him.
Oh, don't worry, either of you. Papa won't need your charity anymore.
What do you mean?
Mr. Berman across the street just ordered a new pair. Everyone in the neighborhood is talking about Papa.
Father's making shoes for Mr. Berman?
Why not? What he does to a pair of shoes, believe me, it's a miracle. I'm going to order new ones, too, and so is Bessie.
Well, fine thing, Fievel. All of a sudden, under my own roof, competition.
So Abba Schuster's sons built him a new workroom and stocked it with the finest leather. Once again, the sound of his hammer echoed through the house.
Listen, It does my heart good.
Today we'll have a real celebration to make up for the other one. Is everybody here yet?
Everybody but Hannah. She'll come as soon as the baby wakes up. The others are all outside on the lawn.
Good. I'll go see how Father's getting along. Father, shame on you working on a Sunday. You should join the union.
Don't be foolish. I have so much work I can't see straight. Look, 2 more pairs for Mr. Behrman, slippers for Mrs. Margulis, and the shoes to finish for Triton's boy.
Father, I know you're busy, but you should take a little time off now and then. Learn to relax.
Gimple, please, if you're going to stand there and bother me, don't stand there and bother me. If you want to help, then help. Sit down. Come, roll up your sleeves. It wouldn't hurt you to pick up a hammer once in a while.
Help you? Why not?
So here, fit the heels.
The men in the factory should see me now.
Hey, what's going on?
Father needs help, so I'm helping.
Simple, look at these stitches. We can still learn a few things from him.
Well, more than a few, Getzel.
Please, less schmooze and more work.
Well, move over.
So this is where the host is hiding.
Don't interrupt the working men, Fivel.
Father, how's this toe-cat?
Not bad.
A room for me?
Well, sure, get a chair from the bedroom. Sit down, earn your dinner.
All right. I'll call the others, too.
Bessie, what happened to all the men?
I don't know. They just disappeared.
Oh, it's Grandpa. Oh, Bessie. Look.
It's Frumple.
A mother had 5 little boys. The first one was Gimpele, the second one was Getzele, the third one was Tritele, the fourth one was Gordele, the fifth one was Fivele.
If you would like a copy of today's script, please send your name and address with 10 cents to cover the cost of postage and handling to the Jewish Theological Seminary of America, 3080 Broadway, New York 27, New York. And now we take great pleasure in presenting Mr. Joseph Unger, member of the Board of Overseers of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America and prominent philanthropist of Youngstown, Ohio. Mr. Unger.
This morning's story brings to mind the statement, "Cobbler, back to thy last." The moral of this presentation seems to have been that, despite the fact that Abba Schuster's sons went to America and there became successful businessmen who were able to rescue their father from the European massacre, they were unable to enable him to enjoy life despite the many luxuries they provided for him. He almost pined away until he returned to his life's work. When he began making shoes again, he was himself remade. There seems to be a moral for American Jewry within this story. Our forefathers, too, left their broken-hearted parents to seek their fortunes on these shores. Like the cobbler and his wife, their parents grieved at the thought of their children leaving familiar surroundings to travel to foreign shores. And like the shoemaker's children, our forefathers were blessed with great material prosperity so that, when their loved ones were engulfed by the terrible tragedy of the Hitler era, they were able to snatch them from the inferno and to bring them to this land. However, it soon became apparent that to reestablish their will and to maintain our own desire to live as Jews, as we must do, more simply provide more physical comforts. Unless we have the central unity of ideals and purposes around which we can work together as a united Jewish community, we must become a frustrated people. Fortunately, we Jews have long possessed such an ideal, which we call Torah. Its precepts, which had been expounded by rabbis and teachers in every generation, have underscored such ideals as the dignity of every man, respect for my neighbor, and responsibility for my fellow man. These have become the very cornerstones of American democracy and of our Western civilization. They have been the significant contributions that our people has made to all of mankind. If they were important in the past, they are doubly so in these chaotic and uncertain times, which seem to breed a kind of man who fosters the disrespect for these very principles upon which human progress has been built. It appears, then, that the task before us is very clear. We must return to the job of providing and maintaining academies of Jewish learning who will train the future leaders of generations of Jews and Americans yet unborn, who will preach and teach this message of the Jewish heritage, which may be spelled out in the simple idea that we worship God best when we respect man most. Never before has there been a greater need for devotion to this unique ideal, which has been a part of the pattern of Jewish living in every age. And the cry to us as American Jews seems to be, Cobbler, back to your last.
Thank you, Mr. Unger. Our Eternal Light drama today, The Little Shoemakers, was adapted by Seymour Wright from the story of the same name by I. Bashevis Singer in A Treasury of Yiddish Stories, edited by Irving Howe and Eliezer Greenberg, and published by the Viking Press. The adaptation presented today is based on the English version by Isaac Rosenfeld included in this book. Cantor David Putterman sang the liturgical music. Featured in the cast were Louis Sorin, Beatrice Pons, Santos Ortega, David Pepper, Arthur Cassell, Bert Cowlin, Lola Piza, Ellen Muir, and Alan Bergman. Norman Rose was the narrator. This is Mel Brandt. The music was written by Morris Momorsky and conducted by Roy Shield. This has been an NBC Radio Network production, directed by Daniel Sutter. This weekly program is presented under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America.
This is the NBC Radio Network.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure oil olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually in the tabernacle of the congregation, and it shall be a statute forever in your generations.
The Eternal Light. The National Broadcasting Company and its affiliated independent stations present The Eternal Light, a program which comes to you under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America. Today's program, written by Joseph Mindell, is entitled A Meal for the Poor.
It's a gay tune, isn't it? I don't have to tell you that it's a wedding dance, nor that Reb Shmuel, in spite of being a little off-key, is a happy man. And why shouldn't he be? He's marrying off his fourth daughter, the youngest, his favorite, Miriam.
Are you happy, my little dove?
And Miriam heaves a sigh from the bottom of her heart, like this.
Good. Then I am happy, too.
And yet, before this day is over, Reb Shmuel will have his share of troubles. I do not like to say it, but after all, that's the way it happened. Anyway, at the beginning, Reb Shmuel is happy.
Rachel, my dear wife, no tears on your daughter's wedding day. Aren't you also happy?
It's 2:00, Shmuel.
Let it be. Do we rejoice by the clock?
The table is set. The guests have been standing here for more than an hour. Is my Miriam to be a bride or an old maid?
A bride. I promise you, Rachel, a bride.
Then what are you waiting for? Why don't you begin?
A gentle, lovely, happy bride. And the guests will eat and drink and dance. How they will dance. What music for dancing. Musicians, I must tell you, you play like angels. Don't stop. Keep playing.
Red Smile, you hired us to play at a wedding, huh? When does it begin?
Soon. In the meantime, I want you to rehearse.
Rehearse? Reb Smile, we've played at weddings before. Besides, we've been rehearsing for an hour. When does the wedding begin?
I'll tell you what. Go to the kitchen, all of you, and have a glass of tea. And tell them to give you a piece of honey cake, my wife's honey cake.
Shmuel, I don't want to interfere.
Interfere? What a thing to say. Aren't you practically my Miriam's father-in-law?
Yes, but how long is practically?
Zalman, your son David is getting a fine girl.
Who's arguing? Only he's getting impatient.
As for the dowry, it's a handsome figure, if I say so myself.
Agreed.
And only look at the table. Cake and strudel and gefilte fish and soup and stuffed spring chicken and roast duck. Not to mention the wine.
Everybody knows you're not a stingy man.
Then what are you complaining about, Zalman?
Shmuel, tell me straight out, father-in-law to father-in-law. What's holding up the wedding?
It's on account of that Moishka.
Moishka? You're certain?
I sent him to Lipowitz 3 hours ago with a big wagon and 2 horses.
Who's heard about Moishka? The rabbi's waiting. The guests are here. Everybody's here.
Not everybody.
Everybody.
Except the poor folk of Lipowitz. Moishka's bringing them to my daughter's wedding.
The beggars of Lipowitz? On their account you're delaying the ceremony?
What can I do?
I'll tell you what you can do. Begin this instant.
But, Zalman, it is the custom in our town to include the poor on such an occasion and have them share in the wedding meal.
I know the custom as well as you.
Then you understand the situation.
There's nothing to understand.
I'm glad you agree. After all, how can we marry off our children without sharing our joy? Strange, I didn't hear the wagon.
I unhitched one horse and rode him back.
What? You're alone? Imbecile! Didn't I give you exact instructions?
I remember every word, Reb Shmuel. Bring them back, you said. Every poor man, every beggar in Lipowitz. You see, I remember.
Well, then?
They don't want to come.
What do you mean they don't want to come?
Under no circumstances are they coming to the wedding unless...
Unless what?
Please, Reb Shmuel, I can only tell you what they said.
Go on.
They won't come unless you promise each one a whole ruble and not a penny less.
A strike for the beggars.
Whoever heard of such a thing? There must be a mistake.
No, a ruble apiece, Reb Shmuel. Their very words.
Shmuel, you're not going to let those ragamuffins order you about.
No, Zalman, of course not. Moishka, you bargained with them?
They won't take a penny less.
Why do they do this to me?
Shmuel, we don't need them.
All I want... Where are you going, Moishka?
Where? To bring back the wagon.
Wait a while.
Well, but the wagon...
Don't be in such a hurry. All I want is to give them a good meal and a donation besides, as I always do. Is that so terrible?
It's almost 3 o'clock, Shmuel.
A ruble? And if it's a quarter of a ruble, they can't afford to take it, of course. Their overhead is too high.
As far as my son David is concerned, he can get married without those beggars.
You're right, Zalman. We don't need them.
Now you're being sensible.
Musicians, start the music. No, wait! Zalman, I'd be willing to give them half a ruble. It's not the money, you understand.
Of course not. It's the principle.
Exactly. Maybe they'd be willing to take half a ruble.
If you give an inch, Shmuel, you'll be lost.
You think so, Zalman?
You can't let them dictate to you.
Well, let it go. I've done my share.
Then let's get on with the wedding.
They'll be sorry later. Weddings like this don't come every day. We're ready, Rabbi. Come, children. Miriam, David. We'll put the chuppah right over...
What now, Shmuel?
I can't do it, Zalman. How can we dance and feast knowing that maybe they are hungry.
It's a predicament, you must admit. And I am forced to tell you that Reb Shmuel is no longer happy. Now, as he sees his daughter Miriam, pale of face, with downcast eyes, trembling on the edge of tears, it is he who sighs.
My little dove.
And if he avoids the gaze of Zalman, his daughter's father-in-law-to-be, there is no escape from his wife, Rachel.
For all you care, she can live out her days an old maid.
What can I do, Rachel?
I don't have to tell you. Only look at your daughter. Oh, my poor little Miriam.
If only somebody could talk to them.
Moishka talked for an hour and a half.
I mean somebody, but who?
Who but Reb Maya Melamed, he of the persuasive tongue and a way with words. So quickly another wagon is found and the horses harnessed. And here they are, Moishke with the reins and Reb Maya holding on to his hat on the way to Lipowitz.
From Lipowitz to Lipowitz, the horse already knows the way.
Not so fast, Moishke.
Reb Meyer, you're a teacher, without doubt a learned man. A man who understands things.
And if I am?
I know those people in Lipowitz. Suppose you talk them into coming back with us. Do you know what'll happen?
What?
They'll eat like pigs, drink like fish, and jump around like a pack of monkeys.
On such an occasion, why not?
It's none of my business, you'll say. But why does Reb Shmuel need the beggars of Lipowitz? Can you explain it to me?
Maybe, Moishke. And maybe it's because they are beggars and he is not.
I don't know what you mean.
Then I'll say it another way. Moishke, a father wants to enjoy his daughter's wedding.
Get up there, you. They're waiting for us in Lipowitz.
They've sent a gentleman to beg. Beg, gentlemen, beg, gentlemen, beg, beg, beg. They sent all the way to Lipowitz for Bible. But they can't have you, Bible One-Eye, can they?
Quiet! Let's hear what the gentleman has to say. Quiet, you miserable beggars! What do you want, Reb Meyer?
Why aren't you all at the wedding?
Because we're here. That's why.
But you were invited, Boaz. All of you.
The rich man snaps his fingers, the beggar jumps. Is that it?
Even you, Boaz, with your crooked leg, eh? Like this. Snap, jump, snap, jump, snap, jump, snap, jump. Die, 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 die,
Enough! Let Reb Meyer talk.
I'm happy to see you're all so cheerful. You'll enjoy yourselves. Come.
A ruble apiece, Reb Meyer, or we don't move from here.
That's right. And nobody can make us go, not even the chief of police.
That's how it is. You're shaking your head. Maybe you think we're not polite enough?
An invitation is an invitation and deserves a reasonable answer.
Today we allow ourselves the luxury of being neither reasonable nor polite.
What's special about today?
Tell him, Boaz. No, let me, Reb Meyer. It gives me pleasure to inform you that we've already been to a wedding this morning. Complete from fish to roast duck.
So, but what about tomorrow?
It's very short-sighted, isn't it, Reb Meyer? Well, we're tired of the long view. Tired of giving thanks for a crust of bread, of taking insults with every dry bone.
No one is insulting you. Least of all, Reb Shmuel.
We're tired of the faces with the same thought, the voices with the same sneer. Here's a penny, my good fellow. But if you went to work, a man is not a pauper and a beggar for no reason at all.
Boaz with the crooked leg is a philosopher.
When you lost an eye, Fievel, your tongue got longer. Shut up.
You've come to my door, Boaz, and you, Fievel. Do I ask why you're hungry? Does Reb Shmuel?
It has nothing to do with you or Reb Shmuel. A principle is more important than a single person.
Everybody has principles.
One day, today, we can afford to be independent.
But today, Reb Shmuel's daughter is being married.
That's his problem.
There will be a good meal for everybody.
Haven't you heard? We're not hungry.
And you certainly won't go home empty-handed.
How much? A ruble, maybe?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's better than nothing.
A ruble. A ruble. Nothing without a ruble.
A ruble each, or there's no use talking.
Then I'm afraid we'll have to have the wedding without you. What are you laughing about?
Reb Shmuel has 3 other daughters. Not one was married without us.
But now you give him no choice.
You don't understand, Reb Meyer. Where could he get another gang of beggars on such short notice?
Miriam, but don't cry.
I can't help it.
Listen to me, Miriam. I've been a good father, haven't I?
Yes, Papa.
Whatever I do is for your sake. You know that, don't you?
Yes, Papa. But I want to get married.
Of course. Now, today is your wedding day, and you want to remember it always.
I'll never forget it as long as I live.
No. I mean, as the happiest day of your life.
It would have been if not for those beggars of Lipowitz.
That's just it, Miriam. In our happiest moments, we can't separate ourselves from the rest of the world.
We can't?
We mustn't.
Even today, on my wedding day?
Especially today. So that you will not forget that pain and happiness are in the same world. You understand, don't you? Don't you, Miriam?
No, Papa. I want to get married.
Shmuel, the musicians are fast asleep.
Let them rest, Zalman. They'll have plenty of work later.
When later? The guests are talking of leaving. Shmuel, if you don't get started...
Please, Zalman, I want no ultimatums from you.
Why not from me? Why only from the beggars of Lipowitz?
Maybe they're on the way here right now.
I tell you frankly, I'm beginning to reconsider this match altogether.
Let's not quarrel.
Call it what you like. We start in 15 minutes or the wedding is off.
You can't do that.
I'm doing it.
But Reb Meyer Malamed isn't back yet. What about him?
He also has 15 minutes. Take it or leave it.
You don't give me much choice. You know something? It's possible to be stubborn, even when you're right.
We're not even related yet, and already you're insulting me.
I was thinking about myself. After all, Zalman, how much difference is there between half a ruble and a whole one?
I know it. You won't take half a ruble?
A ruble? A ruble? Nothing without a ruble. A ruble. A ruble. Nothing without a ruble. A ruble. A ruble. Nothing without a ruble.
I see. Then there's nothing more to be said.
Reb Meyer, you'll be late for the wedding. If there will be a wedding.
You have no consideration at all for a father's heart?
If it comes to that, how considerate is Reb Shmuel?
What do you mean? He always gives you something when you come to him.
How is it written in the psalm? Blessed is he that considers the poor.
Oh, listen to him. Our Boaz is also a scholar.
Quiet, Bible. Quiet. The word is considers, Reb Meyer. Not he who gives, but he who considers the poor.
Boaz, a person could say that half a ruble is ample consideration.
1 ruble or 5 won't make me less a pauper. Do you think it's the money? A man has feelings. Just once in his life. Even a beggar wants respect.
Why should we have it, too?
You have nothing to say now, have you, Reb Meyer?
Yeah. I'll tell you what the Talmud says. Even the beggar who is maintained by charity must himself practice charity.
You mean we should make a contribution of half a ruble to Reb Shmuel? Ah, you don't understand at all. I'm not talking about money.
Neither am I, Boaz. Still, Reb Shmuel has given help when you needed it.
With the money he has, that's no great accomplishment. Besides, it's his duty, his obligation.
Of course it is. And you, what are you doing?
You keep changing the subject, Reb Meyer.
No, Boaz. If you need Reb Shmuel's help, by the same token he needs yours so that he may fulfill his obligation. And you refuse. Well, I'll be late for the wedding.
Wait a minute, Reb Meyer.
What's the use? You've made up your mind.
Don't be in such a hurry. A person's entitled to change his mind if he wants to.
I'll tell you something, my friend. I have a feeling these 2 great scholars have just cost us a ruble apiece.
Stop complaining, Bible. To be a man costs a little something. Why are you standing here? Pile in the wagons, everybody!
Boaz, Bible, everybody!
Out of the way, out of the way.
Listen to me. Shmuel sent me to tell you. Listen. You shall have your ruble.
Hashem Elokeinu, Yishama b'yorei Yehudo, u'v'chutzot Yerushalayim, kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chason v'kol kahalo, kol mitzalos chasanim yichupasam.
Now Reb Shmuel is again a happy man. For Miriam stands under the chuppah, the wedding canopy, with David, a betrothed. And when the rabbi speaks, the words echo in Reb Shmuel's heart.
Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who hast created joy and gladness, bridegroom and bride, mirth and exultation, pleasure and delight, love, brotherhood, peace, and fellowship. Soon may there be heard in the cities and in the streets the voice of joy and gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the jubilant voice of youths from their feasts of song. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who makest the bridegroom to rejoice with the bride. Bridegroom, this glass is a symbol of the temple that was in Jerusalem. You will step on the glass and crush it, as the temple was crushed and destroyed, so that even on this day your gladness will be mixed with the pain of the world.
and the feast, the golden yellow soup, the chicken, the warm rolls fresh from the oven, and with his own hands, Reb Shmuel serves the meal to the poor.
A little white meat, Bible? Or some roast duck, perhaps?
Only a little, Reb Shmuel.
Eat. You're not sick, are you?
No, I'm not very hungry, if you know what I mean. The mazel tov, Reb.
Thank you. Your glass is empty, Boaz.
There is enough for a toast. Your health, Reb Shmuel.
Your health, too, and long life and happiness.
You're not angry with me, Reb Shmuel.
How could I be angry? You came to my daughter's wedding. Thank you, my brother.
The beggars dance in a great ring, holding Reb Shmuel by the hand. Then he dances out to the very center of the ring. His coattails fly like the wings of an eagle, and he soars higher than the seventh heaven. He embraces the poor, and his voice is filled with joy, and the tears roll down his cheeks. A happy man.
If you would like a copy of today's script, please send your name and address with 10 cents to cover the cost of postage to the Jewish Theological Seminary of America, 3080 Broadway, New York 27, New York. And now we take great pleasure in presenting Mr. Lazarus Phillips, prominent leader in communal activities in Montreal and a director of the Jewish Colonization Association of Canada. Mr. Phillips.
My friends, this wonderful little play reminds us that the lowly are endowed with dignity, and that even beggars can, on occasion, be choosers. It also teaches us that true happiness is enjoyed only when we share it with others. These thoughts flow from the fact that God made us in His image. The concept is of the very essence of Judaism, and is the cornerstone of democracy. Speaking from Canada to many of my listeners who are in the United States, we realize that we are comrades, pledged to preserve our common democratic background. Those of us belonging to the Jewish faith are happy and indeed proud to know that the message of equality and democracy can be found in many pages of Holy Writ. This message became an inspiration, and to this day we cling to it. We in Canada and you living in the United States, two great democracies. The free world will not collapse as long as we adhere to the principle that all men must be free and fundamentally equal, whatsoever their station in life may be. Religion gives us the necessary comfort and courage to do everything required of us to resist those who would attempt to destroy a free and democratic world.
Thank
you,
to
the Jewish Theological Seminary of America, I extend my thanks for the privilege accorded to me of saying these few words to you.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Our Eternal Light drama today, A Meal for the Poor, was written by Joseph Mindell and was based on the story of the same name by Mordecai Spector in A Treasury of Yiddish Stories, edited by Irving Howe and Eliezer Greenberg, and published by the Viking Press. The adaptation presented today is based on the English version by Milton Hindus, included in this book. Cantor David Putterman sang the liturgical music. Featured in the cast were Roger de Koven, Beatrice Pons, Grant Richards, Santos Ortega, John Gibson, Guy Rep, John McGovern, Ralph Bell, and Terry Keane. David Ross was the narrator. This is Mel Brandt. The music was written by Morris Momorsky and conducted by Roy Shield. This has been an NBC Radio Network production directed by Daniel Sutter. This weekly program is presented under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America.
This is the NBC Radio Network.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure oil olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually in the tabernacle of the congregation. And it shall be a statute forever in your generations.
The eternal light. The National Broadcasting Company and its affiliated independent stations present The Eternal Light, a program which comes to you under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America. Today's program, written by Peter Barry, is entitled Northeast of Gaza.
In the 20 years that I had served the rabbi, he had told me often, Speak you with a soft tongue, Joshua, for to the wise a fullness of sound is but the echo from a hollow head. And yet that night, as I tended the horses in the courtyard stable, the voice of Akiba ben Joseph rose sharply on the air.
Better my tongue rot in my jaws.
Rabbi.
You bid me hold my peace. Approve with my silence the barbarity of the Roman eagle. It sets the teeth of my soul on edge and brings the gorge up swelling in my throat.
Not ever in full a score of years had I heard him speak so. And heart-pounding, I left off my task and stole to the open window. In the handful of seconds that fled by, he had conquered the rage that had galled him. He sat in his carven chair, smiling his famed and gentle smile at the three elders of Jerusalem who stood before him. Melech ben Lamar, the master of many acres, Ishar ben Kothis, builder of ships, and Joseph ben Hamalel, whose trading in all manner of things made his name known from Hamadan to the Isle of Cyprus. He it was who spoke now.
We do but submit a request, Rabbi, implore you, so to say.
'Tis I who implore you, brothers, each man for his pardon.
Nay.
I bespoke you ill and savagely.
To urge a point.
In Judea only God may thunder. I trust that I have earned your displeasure with my spleen, and won no point at all.
For our displeasure is of no moment, beloved Akiba. It is the displeasure of Tinius Rufus we beg you to avoid. The displeasure of Rome herself.
Wherein, Hamalel, have I risked incurring that displeasure?
On Sabbath last, if I may speak plain.
Trust me to do so.
On Sabbath last, before the congregation, you lamented the old days, the good days.
The good days you called them, did you not?
Were they not good, Ben Kothis? Were they not sunlit by contrast with the blackness of these times?
Forgive me, Rabbi, but that is not to the point.
No?
Again, forgive me, no.
They are not fools, the Romans. Think you these masters of the world miss any slightest hint of treason? These good days of yours differ from now only in that they were not amongst us. Is this not so?
And if it be?
Then were you not decrying them, Akiba?
Aye, he was decrying them. On the open floor of the temple, decrying them.
God judge me, but I supposed I was decrying hunger and suffering.
You will bring the wrath of Hadrian upon us.
I hoped that my words might in some way persuade Hadrian and his governor to lighten the agony of the wrath that is already upon us. In Gaza, brothers, in this week of fear, 200 Judeans are slain daily in the market square before the eyes of the loved ones.
That
That was a measure undertaken by Governor Rufus because of the rebellion in Gaza.
I heard of no rebellion.
The name of Bar Kokhba has not come to your ears?
Aye.
You know not he has gathered a rabble army at Gaza in open defiance of Rome Imperial?
I fear me in the night that Bar Kokhba's rashness will bathe us all in blood.
So do we all.
But his force, good Itzar, is made up of many men from many places. Is it reason that the peaceful people of Gaza perish because this rustic hothead encamps somewhere north and east of them in the wilderness of the hills?
Gaza taxes to Caesar are unpaid.
For months unpaid.
And these peaceful people of yours murmur with rebellion in the streets.
They murmur with starvation in the streets. They and all our brethren.
Is it Caesar's fault our crops have failed?
It lies somewhere near his door that his legions have stripped us of our harvest. Do you plead Caesar's case before me, Hamalek? Come you here to persuade me of the beneficent innocence of the Roman? If so, your suit is vain. If you be unaware, let me tell you. There is a ship laden with Persian grain from the fields of Shiraz lying under Roman blockage in the Joppa port.
There is some loss to me in the matter.
Loss to you and famine for Gaza and Ammon and Galilee. They hold the vessel laden midway the masts with supplies for fear the little silver left in the land be spent for grain before it can be torn from the people for Caesar's coffers.
Hear me.
Hear me. Is it a marvel Bar Kokhba fathers rebels when Rome so inflames the salt-raw soul of mankind?
All that to nothing.
To nothing, say you?
Evil is upon us, aye, yet withal. What will you gain us by your heedless speeches?
When became it heedless, Hamalel, peaceably to speak the truth?
On the day of our conquest, Rabbi.
What would you have me do, then?
We would have you put caution above all things, lest you bring destruction upon such men as Ben Kophashir and Ben Lamar and myself, who contrive to traffic and prosper still, though the heel of Rome is on our throats.
You ask this of me?
Aye, and within our rights we ask it.
What you say reflects upon us. You are our rabbi. I have heard it said that you are the one man in Judea whom Rufus respects and fears. In his eyes, Akiba, you are our spokesman.
You do mistake me, Hamalel. And you, Melech, and Yitzhak. I am a rabbi in Israel. But your spokesman am I no longer.
When they had departed, he sat, his thoughts gathered unto himself. And the hours passed, and the night deepened. Slept he at all, I knew he would slumber in his chair, and I pillowed my head in the corner behind him, and, sorrowing for his sorrows, dozed.
Akiba!
On the threshold, a young man stood, panting and wild-eyed. I knew him for a hill-dweller far come to seek out my master.
Rabbi Akiba!
Aye.
Needs must I speak with you, Rabbi.
Approach, then.
I am called Simeon.
Simeon?
Simeon, son of Matzi.
Whence do you come?
From Gaza.
Gaza?
Upon the business and the bidding of our leader, Bar Kokhba, son of a star.
Bar Kokhba? Bar Kokhba sent you to me?
In hottest haste and all reverence. Rabbi, he would have you with him.
With him?
He bade me tell you that only the glory of your name can win our cause full honor in men's eyes.
I see.
And only thy presence in our ranks can bring us recruits in sufficient number to strike a blow at Rome.
Then do I bid you tell him this?
Aye.
I will have no part in his rebellious madness.
Rabbi.
And that if he be ruled by me, he will disband his force and send each separate man home to his own fireside.
Disband? Wherefore? There is no strength in all Judea save for us.
There is a strength beyond your dreaming in Judea.
I know it not.
Nay?
Nay.
Know you not God, Simeon?
Aye, but Bar Kokhba is of God.
What mean you?
He's the very Messiah, Master.
He has thus said?
Aye.
And shown signs to prove it?
Many signs.
Relate to me.
With my own eyes, I saw him unaided lift up the gates of a desert village from their roots. Later, before a multitude, raise 4 men upon his shoulders and run with them a mile in the noonday heat.
What more?
Much more, all of a kind and wondrous.
Do I hear you rightly? Think you the Messiah will be a juggler or a beast of burden? That he shall prove himself in such a wise?
But
But a fool could put faith in these antics.
I see that you will not. But 4,1600 others have.
How say you?
4,1600 good men and brave lie with Bar Kokhba in the hills northeast of Gaza, dedicated bone and blood to Judea's liberation. I claim not they're wise men. But if they be fools, then proud am I to be a fool amongst them. Peace be with thee, Akiba.
And Simeon ben Matzi departed, and my master withdrew into his silence, and sat without speech until the sun was high and hot in the heavens. It was hotter and higher when Tinius Rufus, governor of Judea, reclined on a couch in his palace on the city's edge, and looked up into the handsome face of the young man who was pouring red wine into his sculptured onyx cup.
Gian, wherefore do you frown thus on so bright a morning?
The morning could be brighter, Excellency.
What's gone afoul?
Today, I would not disturb my lord's tranquility.
Speak when I bid you.
Aye, my lord. Today, in the dark before cockcrow, Marcus Zealous, captain of the watch, sighted one of Bar Kokhba's henchmen emerging from the house of Akiba ben Yosef.
Aha, then. So our gentle wise man keeps rebel company. My tranquility shall survive, Gian. Bring the man before me.
Akiba was not arrested, Excellency. Zealous did abide by your order that he not be molested.
I had scarce thought otherwise, Gian. 'Tis the visitor from Gaza, I would see.
Well, I fear me, my lord, he slipped us.
Huh? Zealous shall roast for this. Aye, by the gods, he shall be flayed to the pulp and burned, screaming on the city walls.
If I dare speak for him, Excellency...
At your own peril, dare you?
At my own peril, then. I say no man could have done better. The stranger led Zealous and his troop a chase through dwellings and courtyards that only a fox might follow.
Oh, raised they no hue and cry?
Aye, Excellency.
And there were not some citizens astir to lay hands on him?
There were many astir.
So then?
They aided him escape.
Nay.
Aye. They lied that they'd seen him not, concealing him from the watch, and as Zealous swears, passed him from house to house and out into the waste beyond the city gates.
Did they, then?
Zealous takes his oath upon it.
Then I take mine that they'll sweat richly for it. Akiba, leave to me. He is a prudent man of massive intellect, and I think that reason, spiced with flattery, may serve to bring him round to our support. But for the rest of our Judeans, for the whole rebellious rout and rabble of them...
Yes, Excellency?
Let there be 50 slain in every town and village, while in Jerusalem,
aye,
to spur its loyalty, I set the number, Gian, at 5,000.
Halt! Open ye! Open in the name of mighty Caesar!
They do cower under the bedclothes, chattering their prayers.
Do ye open or do we stand defied? Down with the door, then.
There they be, cowering like rats. Mercy, mercy, mercy in the name of God.
Spare me not, and I shall bless you. Spare me not, I shall bless you. Spare me not.
My Israel.
The day waned, but the slaughter thrived. It thrived still with the setting of the sun, and the moon rising cast its light on fresh shed blood. And all the while my master Akiba knelt corpse-like and rigid, his hands clenched in an agony of prayer. Wailing and shrieking echoed still from the terrible darkness of the streets when... Smiling Roman in a purple tunic appeared on our threshold.
Behold, Akiba, thy house is honored. The procurator of Judea and the right arm of Caesar Adrian deigns to visit you. His Imperial Excellency Rufus Tinius.
I greet you, Rabbi.
Peace be with you.
How fair the night, how precious, wondrous. Hast seen how gloriously Diana rides the heavens, Rabbi?
The moon is bright. Tinius Rufus.
The governor, and it pleases you, is addressed His Excellency.
Oh, now then, Guion, let be. Akiba is in many ways my equal. And as I have often said, familiarity among the great is Oh, I do regret me of this massacre. The Empire makes no friends with bloodshed. But it was that fool Bar Kokhba forced me to it. He is a fool. Is he not, Akiba?
Mayhap.
Mayhap? He calls himself your Messiah. Is he your Messiah? This bumpkin bandit, living like a beast in the hills northeast of Gaza?
The ultimate Messiah, I fear me, has not come. But there is, in many men, a messianic tinge, and the touch of God's sweet strength upon them. Bar Kokhba, whom I have never seen, may well be one of these.
Whatever he be, he's nonetheless a fool.
If ye say so.
Not because I say so. Come, look at the facts. What is his purpose, this raging rebel? What, in the long run, is his aim?
To relieve the oppressed, I think, and help the suffering poor.
Oh, sweet gods on high Olympus, to help the poor. How much I hear this from your Jewish mouths. How come you to this urge to help the poor?
What is thy urge?
To turn away from them, to turn in loathing as I turn from a leper.
We turn to them, Roman. Our God loves the poor.
Well, this cannot be. I say it cannot be. If he loves them, why does he not provide for them? Nay, do not answer me. Let me quote you a parable, oft cited by our priests and statesmen. Suppose a human king was angry with his slave, imprisoned him, and ordered that he was not to be provided with food and drink. And then the person goes and feeds him and offers him to drink. When the king hears of it, will he not be angry?
If I may offer you a more appropriate parable, suppose that a human king was angry with his son, imprisoned him, and ordered that he was not to be provided with food or drink. And then a person goes and feeds him and offers him to drink. When the king hears of it, will he not love him for it?
Aye, truly, master.
Is it your custom to permit a servant to trespass upon the conversation?
Joshua is my friend. A friend cannot trespass.
Come, Gaon. You are a most unusual creature, Akiba. A giant, by contrast, with the run of mankind.
You are most gracious.
Oh, I am but practical. Your mentality is dazzling, but you belong in Rome. This is no theater for your talents. This barren pasture, this roost of goat herds called Judea.
Nonetheless, I will remain here.
We will see if you remain here. We will see if anyone remains.
How say you?
Gaon?
Aye, my lord.
Put me in mind tomorrow to dispatch a letter to Caesar, naming Judea as a danger spot to the empire and urging our traditional remedy of putting the populace to the sword and sowing the earth with salt.
When Rufus Tinius had gone forth, the moon continued to climb toward center heaven, dripping its sheen across the world until the far horizon shimmered alive with the brilliance of its beauty. From the window, I watched my master pace the cobblestones of the courtyard, backward, forward, hour by hour, until near midnight.
Akiba.
Who is there?
'Tis I, Hamavel.
What would you hear, my brother?
Your house was honored, I am told, by a visit from Rufus Tinius.
It shall be scoured from end to end tomorrow.
Rabbi.
Aye?
Rabbi, I do not think that you will be here tomorrow.
Not be here?
To be fair to Tanius, he came to you in peace.
Through streets afloat with blood he came.
Aye, but nonetheless he came in peace, they say. And you displeased him mightily.
Not more than he did me.
Your displeasure matters little.
To me it matters much.
But Tanius is in power. Aye, he's in power. And... how to say it?
Do you try to tell me something?
Aye.
Then say it out.
I have it on authority.
Well?
On the best authority.
Say it, man. Have done.
He has ordered your arrest at dawn tomorrow.
My arrest?
Aye.
My arrest?
But you may be of good cheer, Keeper.
May I?
There will be no dungeons, no questioning. On the same good authority, I have it...
Have what?
That you will be transported comfortably to Rome.
To Rome?
And once there, it will be a little matter of some small unbending of your pride and the swearing of allegiance to Hadrian, and after that, they will heap you high with wealth and honors.
They will?
Aye.
Wherefore will they?
Wisdom and scholarship are much revered by the Romans. They have so little of such things themselves. Fear not, I bid you.
I fear naught but God without thy bidding. Peace be with thee.
Rabbi.
Aye?
I have known you since boyhood and loved you. Love you still for all your stiff-necked stubbornness.
I would be alone, Mother.
And I would not have you troubled by this matter. Look you, I'll wager you'll be thankful for the change when you and I stroll the Appian Way this spring together.
Together?
I leave for Rome myself tomorrow.
Upon what business?
Upon the business of my life. You've heard of a religion called Serapis?
A religion? No, a savage Roman cult of pagan gods. Why ask you me of Serapis?
Why, I have sought admission to its ranks, and admission has been granted me.
Hamala, you jest with me.
Nay, Keeper.
It must be jest. Surely you'd not sacrifice your faith for this grinning pantheon of martyr idols.
It will assure me of some prominence in Rome.
Now, for a certainty, you mock me. You could not desert our ancient nation for prominence amidst the barbarians.
Our ancient nation, Rabbi, is deserting us.
What mean you?
It is ending as all nations must end, and though we may mourn it, it is over long due for the tomb.
No.
Aye. Consider you. Imperial Egypt is these many centuries dead. Babylon's a goat hill, and Assyria a desert. We have lingered on beyond their time and ours. But now the death knell is sounding.
It shall never sound.
Surely you are not mad enough to think that we shall survive when these great war gods who made the earth quake beneath their feet have perished.
I do not think it, Hamalel. I know it in the core of my bones.
Wherefore?
Because we are not war gods. Because we have never made earthquakes to swallow both ourselves and those we pillage. A little people are we, priests of the flowering good of love and labor and learning. And there is no reason under the face of God why we must ever die.
When the sun rose, they marched in across the courtyard to arrest my master. And they found the doors open, and the house resounding with his voice singing the maxims of the Torah. In time, Bar Kokhba moved against the Roman power. For a while, he seemed to move from strength to strength. But in the end, he and his brave men fell under the Roman heel. Akiba perished also for the cause. He was caught and tried on the charge of teaching the Torah in defiance of the Roman edicts. He died a martyr's death. But it was no lost cause. These 20 centuries later, the Roman eagle lies junked in the blunder room of history. alongside the swastika and the fasces. But Akiba's flowering good still flourishes triumphant. This was inevitable, for only good is consonant with triumph. High and sweet it grows, tended in the ages in between by many men who, with the touch of God, have girded on their swords and ridden out to the hills northeast of Gaza.
If you would like a copy of today's script, please send your name and address with 10 cents to cover the cost of postage to the Jewish Theological Seminary of America, 3080 Broadway, New York 27, New York. And now we take pleasure in presenting Rabbi Samuel S. Ruderman, spiritual leader of Temple Beth El in Fall River, Massachusetts. Rabbi Ruderman.
What we have just heard is more than a dramatization of a specific episode of history. Rather is it a parable of universal relevance and unceasing timelessness. In our story, the setting was ancient Palestine under the heel of Hadrian. But has not the same tragedy been enacted with dreary endlessness? Always there is the oppressor, and always there are the conquered and the humiliated. Always there are the conscienceless collaborators who contrive to traffic and prosper, though the heel of Rome is on their throats. And always there is the resistless temptation under unbearable provocation to fight force with force. But yes, there is one variation in this story. There is Akiba himself. In our story, he looms out of the miasma of that ancient treachery, a spiritual giant, a mountain of wisdom and faith and courage. You are mistaken, Hamalel, he rebukes the collaborationist who urges allegiance to the emperor. I am a rabbi in Israel. My allegiance is to God. When importuned to join the forces of rebellion, he warns that reliance on force is misguided. There is strength beyond your dreamer in Judea, Simeon. Know you not God? And supremely there is that unconquerable faith. As long as a people remains true to itself, it can never die. Surely you are not mad enough to think that we shall survive when these great war gods have perished, he is challenged, and his faith is electric. I do not think it, Hamalel. I know it in the core of my bones. A little people are we, priests of the flowering good of love and labor and learning. And there's no reason under the face of God why we must ever die. Akiba still lives. Down through the ages, the generations have venerated his memory and have drawn nourishment from his courage and faith and inspiration. Let all tyrants take heed. Let all the oppressors beware. The future belongs to the spirit of Akiba.
Thank you, Rabbi Ruderman. Our Eternal Light drama today, Northeast of Gaza, was written by Peter Barry. Cantor David Putterman sang the liturgical introduction. Featured in the cast were Peter Capell, Roger DeKoven, Bert Cowlin, Louis Soren, Lynn Cook, Ronald Lang, Chet Stratton, Grant Richards, and Lottie Stavisky. The narrator was Alexander Scorby. This is Mel Brandt. The music was written by Morris Momorsky and conducted by Roy Shield. This has been an NBC Radio Network production, directed by Daniel Sutter. This weekly program is presented under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America.
This is the NBC Radio Network.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure oil olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually in the tabernacle of the congregation, and it shall be a statute forever in your generations.
The eternal light. The National Broadcasting Company and its affiliated independent stations present The Eternal Light, a program which comes to you under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America. Today's program, All the Room in the World, was written by Marion Voigt and is presented as a tribute to the work of the New York Herald Tribune's Fresh Air Fund.
In the summer, in the country, there's all the room in the world for children to grow in. There are beaches and meadows across which they can run. There are trees with angled branches where they can sit and listen to the world proclaim itself.
Cheerio. Cheerio. Hello, Cardinal. Bob White. Bob White. I'm Shirley. 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 And I know you, Bob White.
In the summer, in the city, there's not so much room. Space is a luxury of the rich in the city. And uptown, downtown, New York's poor side streets are full of a din and a clamor that drowns out any quiet voice. Room to grow in? You'd have to hunt hard for it. As the steps, sidewalks, and streets themselves clog up with restless, breathless humanity, seeking somewhere a wisp of air, a moment of forgetfulness. The curbs are lined with derelict cars, old bed springs, trash. Small wonder a driver, backing a car into one of those streets for a turn, hardly notices one more odd carton.
Be careful, dear, that fruit cart.
Yeah, I'm watching it, Mary. It's those boys.
Hey, stop! Look out for that cart! The kid is a kid in it!
Ralph, Charles.
You crazy fool if you kill that kid!
No. Oh, no. No, I stopped. Mary, look. The wheels are only a foot away from that carton. Well, what's a kid doing in there?
Ralph, is it all right? Is there a child in there?
Oh, that's what I'm trying to find out right now. Believe me, if there is, I'm going to give him what for.
Little girl.
Now, you listen here, youngster. Out of there. And out of there fast. I'll teach you never to pull a stunt like this again.
Oh, Ralph, she's terrified. Don't be so cross.
For Pete's sake, Mary, it's for her own good. Now, don't you ever hide in a carton like that again, young lady.
It wasn't anybody's box. I just wanted to sit.
Just wanted to sit? So why pick the street? You want to sit? Sit on the steps like everybody else, or in a chair in a house.
I want to sit by myself.
By yourself?
Oh, but surely there's someplace better than this. Surely at home. At home. Oh, Ralph.
All right, let's go, Mary. The car's just standing there, and this heat's enough to fry our brains. Come on.
Ralph.
But Ralph, what? We've done all we can do, haven't we? There's nothing on earth to do. Let's go.
Out in the country, Shirley Greenberg sits in the angled branches of a tree and, lost in the lazy swoon of summer, hardly hears when her mother calls.
Shirley? Oh, Shirley!
Honestly, Sam, what are you going to do about that child?
What do we really need to do anything about her, Hannah? Now, I never saw a child grow like she's been growing since we came out here. Whoops. There she comes, skinning on a tree. I guess she did hear you.
Don't believe it. Look, He's picking up a butterfly net and starting out after something. Another specimen.
Yeah. The child's a natural-born scientist.
Natural-born pack rat. Collecting everything that's loose. Butterflies, stones, and frogs. Sure, he could do with another child around. She's alone too much. Doing nothing but collect.
Ah, you let the mess worry you too much.
I'm not really worrying. It's only... Sam, sometimes on a day like this, don't you get the feeling that we ought to share, too? Some of all this goodness. The air, the hills, the sunshine.
What are you driving at, Hannah?
I saw Mrs. McGinnis in the village this morning. She told me she's taking a fresh air child this summer.
A fresh air child?
Sam, you grew up in New York as well as I did. You know about the fresh air.
Yeah, half a dozen kids on my block got their only taste of the country on fresh air vacations. Yeah, I was lucky having Uncle Nate up in Orangeburg. But, Hannah, listen...
Why not? We have the big spare room.
Yeah, I know, but look, is this your idea of somebody to play with? Surely, Hannah, some of those city kids are tough, you know, they crack
Were
their
the
head...
kids that went from your block monsters or anything? The Fresh Air Fund doesn't send delinquents. They send children just like our Shirley, only not so fortunate. Children that have just caught up by accident in the heat and misery of the
Honey,
slums.
listen to... Hey, what's the matter? What's up, child?
My bracelet, Daddy. I almost lost it. The catch caught on a branch. Oh, Daddy, can you fix it?
Well, now, I wouldn't be surprised. No need to look so upset. Afraid you'd forget you were Shirley Greenberg if you lost this label off your wrist.
Oh, Daddy, don't be silly. It's just nice to have something with your own name on it. Can you fix it?
Sure I can. But right now, let's all go in for lunch, huh? Now that you're finally here, Miss Labels of 1955.
I like labels. I have everything labeled. All my butterflies and rocks. Oh, dear, on account of that bracelet, I missed that monarch I was after. I've got to go back right away.
You do not have to go back right away. You're staying for lunch, young lady. Now come along. And Sam,
Yeah.
what we were talking about. Can I go ahead and put in our application?
The application?
I'd like to, Sam. Mostly because I'd like to do something for somebody who hasn't had our good fortune. But partly...
Well, you're the one who bear the brunt of it, Hannah. If you want to do it...
What? What is it? Why won't someone tell me what?
We're going to see about having a visitor for a couple of weeks, Shirley. Someone for you to play with.
To play with? Who? Not Cousin Morris, please. He doesn't know anything about butterflies or anything. Not some goon who doesn't know anything about collecting, please.
Collecting isn't everything, Shirley. Maybe with our visitor, you'll find out you have things to give, and that giving is pleasure, too. I'm glad you said yes, Sam. Now, let's eat lunch.
In the city, the heat still lies like a muffling blanket. Along the side streets where the broken-down tenements run like a terrible decay, the steps are more crowded than ever before. The fire escapes are cluttered with people. In an uptown apartment, the heat is still oppressive, but at least there is a little quiet and space.
Oh, well. You home at last, Mary?
Hello, darling. Not so bad in here.
Well, it's bad enough. Where were you, anyway?
Oh, Ralph, it isn't bad in here. You just don't know.
Hmm.
I saw that little girl again, and oh, darling, if you knew what it was like where she lives.
Little girl? What little girl?
Well, the little girl in the box. The one that wanted to sit by herself.
For Pete's sake, Mary. How'd you happen to run into her again?
Well, I was walking past that street, and I saw her. Backed up against a wall next to a garbage can.
Hmm.
I found out her name. Carmela Perez. She's the middle one of 5 children. 5 children, a mother and a father, and they all live in one room. Not as big as this living room, Ralph. Only one window.
How on earth did you find out all that?
I went to see where she lived for myself and talk to her mother.
What?
And her mother's a good person, Ralph. Worried crazy about things happening like almost did that day with the car. But she can't keep all the children in that one room all the time. The father's a porter, working nights most of the time. He's trying to get something better so they can move to 2 rooms, but... Oh, Ralph, in the meantime...
In the meantime, what can we do, Mary? Except be sorry.
There is something, and I've already done it, Ralph. That's why I was so late. I went down to the Fresh Air Fund offices of the Herald Tribune building, and I told them they had to send Carmela to the country. All 3 of the older children, if possible. Carmela chiefly, and without any question.
You told them they had to, huh?
Well, you know what I mean. Oh, they were wonderful. They took down all the information. They'll investigate as they always do and get a recommendation from Mrs. Perez Church, but, they didn't seem to think there'd be any hitch. Oh, I feel so much better.
Well, I must say it is a pretty darn good idea. Fresh air vacation for the kid, out on some farm. Where she'll get some good food, too.
Ralph, I contributed $25 to the Fresh Air Fund, too, for Carmela's traveling expenses.
25? I thought we were saving for a weekend on the island.
We were, but do we need a weekend as badly as Carmela needs 2 weeks? Somebody's going to open their home to her and feed her and take care of her. Is 25 so much?
Well, no. I guess not. I guess you did right, Mary.
Oh, I hope she goes to nice people, Ralph. People who know what it means to need room, to sit by oneself.
Mary wasn't really worried. She knew that the same impulses that moved her filled the hearts of everyone connected with the Fresh Air Fund. All those who gave money and time. All those who opened their hearts and their homes to the needy children of the city. When the escort from the Fresh Air Fund walked down the station platform in upstate New York, leading Carmela Perez by the hand, Hannah Greenberg knelt at once to the frightened look on the thin little face.
It's all right, dear. You're going to be great friends. Here, take my hand now. And this is Shirley, who's been looking forward to your visit so much.
Shirley Linda Greenberg. That's my whole name. See? Here it is on my bracelet. What's your name? What's my name? Yes, of course. Your whole full name. Perez. Your whole name. My goodness, you know it, don't you?
Of course she does, Shirley, and so do we. It's Carmela. Now come, Shirley. Carmela. Father's waiting in the car to take us home.
And so the visit begins. Hannah Greenberg is a woman with an understanding heart. She isn't troubled that Carmela sits silent beside her all the way to the farm, walks silently beside her into the house, silently upstairs after her into one of the sunny bedrooms.
And this will be your room, Carmela. Would you like to unpack your things now?
Such a big room. My goodness, this room isn't so big. Hurry up and unpack so you can come see my collections. Do you like to collect things? Collect?
Shirley, suppose you take Carmela outside after she's unpacked. I think she'll find that more interesting right now.
Well, come on, Carmela. Don't just stand there with your back against the house. So much green and nobody around. Daddy's down in the orchard. Come on. What would you like to do? What would I like to do? Yes, of course. Would you like to walk through the orchard and see the new trees? The new trees? Oh, come on. Come on. Here are the new trees up ahead where Father's spraying. Real apples. Right on the tree. Well, sure. Didn't you ever see apples growing before? Hey, plenty of windfalls. Macintosh, too. Here's a good one. What's the matter? Don't you like apples? Like them? Oh, yes. Yes. Well, then take one for Pete's sake. Just pick one up off the ground. Just pick one up. What is it? What's the matter? Something follows me and hits me. Something. Holy smokes. A monarch! And I don't have my net. Oh, darn it all. Look, there it goes. A beautiful monarch. What? What was it? What was it? A butterfly, silly. My goodness, a butterfly brushed against you and and you screamed. A butterfly? Yeah. I thought maybe you'd like to collect them with me, but I guess not. What do we do now? Walk some more? Or just go home?
A child's patience with a strange child is shorter than an adult's. This, too, Hannah Greenberg knew, and brought the timid stranger into the kitchen with her while she prepared dinner. Time would ease her fears, Hannah was sure. Later that evening, before putting them to bed, she asked the children to join her in a prayer.
O God, creator of the universe and father of all mankind,
O God, creator of the universe and father of all mankind,
grant us peace throughout the night.
Grant us peace throughout the night.
And in the morning.
And in the morning.
And raise us again in peace to a new day of life.
And raise us again in peace to a new day of life.
Amen.
Amen.
Then she tucked Carmela into bed in the cool bedroom, kissed her good night, and tiptoed out.
Good night, Carmela. Sleep tight.
Good night.
All right, Shirley. I'm coming to put you in now.
All right, Mom. I'm all undressed.
Cup in, then. Carmela's all tucked in by now.
Carmela. She's a Puerto Rican, isn't she?
You think too much about labels, Shirley, and they don't belong on people. Carmela's parents were born in Puerto Rico, just as Daddy and I were born in Poland. We're all Americans.
Well, Carmela's a kind of a nothing all the same.
A nothing? Surely no.
Well, it's true. She hardly knows what her own name is. She doesn't know what she wants to do. She doesn't know anything.
It's just that Carmela's still shy here. Shy about speaking up.
Oh,
because...
Nan.
Oh, good heavens.
Please.
Carmela, what is it, my dear?
Something I don't know.
Hush now. There's nothing to be frightened of. Look, Carmela, I'll sit on the bed here beside you till you fall asleep. Would you like that?
But then you'll go away.
Well, later, yes. I have to go to bed, too, you know.
Then I'll be all alone again. All alone in here.
Is that what frightens you? Being alone?
I was never in a room all alone in all my life before.
Never in a room alone?
No, never. And I thought I'd like it, but I don't. I can't even think who I am.
So Hannah made up a cot for the child in her room that night, and watched with a growing pain in her heart the next day and the next, as Carmela dogged her like a shadow, or stood backed against the house, still a city child, lost in the space of the country. And then, in a sudden shift...
Mom! Mommy! Look at Carmela! Look!
Oh, what is it? What's up? Oh, for heaven's sake.
All of a sudden, she just started to run. Look at her racing down the hill. Now just running in circles. My gosh, is she crazy or something?
No, not crazy. Just discovering freedom at last. Maybe now everything will be all right.
But Hannah spoke too soon. As Carmela had panicked outside freedom, now she panicked within it, running, racing in a kind of frenzy all that day, all the next. And Hannah worried for both children, the wild one and her own, watching in wonder and then shrugging in what almost seemed like contempt. But still she could only wait and hope.
Well, lunch ready, Hannah?
Yes, I'm just waiting for the girls.
Oh.
Oh, Sam, nothing's working out as I dreamed it might. I knew whatever child we had visit us might find life strange here at first, but then I had visions of Shirley and the child learning to know each other and learning from their differences.
Yeah, well...
But I guess when a child has been cramped up and underprivileged as Carmela's been, it's There's too much to hope that she can be anything but a wild thing when she's suddenly released into freedom.
Yeah, well, she'll have had 2 weeks of good food, fresh air, and exercise.
Yes, but I'd hoped for something more.
Mommy!
Oh, that's Shirley. Yes, here we are, Shirley.
Mommy, the most terrible thing. What will I do?
Shirley, you hurt?
Oh, no, I'm all right, but I lost my bracelet. My identification bracelet. Really lost it this time.
Well, if that's all that's bothering you, hon.
That's all. I love that bracelet. And now it's gone.
I'm awfully sorry, Shirley. But if you don't find it, you can get another.
Another won't be the same.
Yes, it will. Now stop being so tragic and go wash up for lunch. Have you any idea where Carmela is?
Me? Golly, no. Oh, Mom.
Now go off with you.
Oh, all right. But, gee, gosh.
Well, I guess maybe I'd better go out and look for Carmela.
Now, wait a minute, look. Here she comes now. At a dead run.
A chance to run. That's all we've done for her, Sam. Given her a chance to run for a while. Before she goes back to the cage.
Here she is.
Well, Carmela, you look pleased about something.
Carmela Perez.
Yeah? What is it?
Carmela Perez. I have found it.
Why, Carmela, it looks like...
Look, it's Shirley's bracelet. You found it, Carmela?
I found it. What is it? What's happened? Look, Shirley. Why, it's my bracelet. Oh, Carmela, how wonderful. Where did you find it? How? Carmela Perez. All alone in a field. I saw it shining on the ground, and I brought it to you. Carmela Perez.
It takes a little room around one to really find out who one is. It takes space and aloneness. Then a chance to join again with the others, sure of one's name, and that it stands for something. That night, after dinner, as the radio played in the kitchen, Carmela suddenly started to dance. Shirley watched, every hint of contempt gone from her face. That night, Shirley said,
My goodness, Carmela Perez. I wish you'd teach me to dance even half as good as that.
And Carmela smiled shyly as she sat quietly now, sure of herself. Carmela Perez.
It was awfully smart of you to find my bracelet, too. You know what? If it didn't have my name on it, I'd give it. To you. It would look nice on your arm when you're dancing.
And you know something, Shirley? You have a good idea there. We'll get Carmela a bracelet just like yours, only with her name on it. Would you like that, Carmela?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Tomorrow, then, first thing. But right now, time for bed. I'm off with both of you. The cot's all made up in my room, Carmela.
The cot? Mrs. Greenberg, if it's all right with you...
Yes, Carmela? Something wrong?
Oh, no. Nothing's wrong. Nothing at all. I just thought you wouldn't mind.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind going back to the big room and sleeping alone tonight. I don't think I'd be scared at all.
The country has many gifts for children. Sunshine, fresh air, and room to grow in. Sunshine, fresh air, good food, nourish bodies that grow thin and warped without them. Space can nourish the spirit, giving it room to find itself. Strength to stand then among others, unashamed, unafraid. Each year, thanks to the Fresh Air Fund, over 12,000 boys and girls go from the cramped, hot confines of New York City to receive all of those gifts. And the children in the country who entertain them and get to know them grow too, learning that in this world there's room for all kinds of people to live together in mutual giving and receiving. There's all the room in God's world.
If you would like a copy of today's script, please send your name and address with 10 cents to cover the cost of postage to the Jewish Theological Seminary of America, 3080 Broadway, New York 27, New York. And now we take pleasure in presenting Mr. Daniel G. Ross of New York City, civic and philanthropic leader and chairman of the National Planning Committee of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America. Mr. Ross.
There is no more pathetic sight than a helpless child, for we recognize in children all the innocent suffering of victims caught in circumstances beyond their control. Children carry no responsibility for the evils of the world into which they were born. Yet many of them are denied the precious opportunity of developing into happy, self-respecting adults who will be able to occupy a rightful place in society. Today's Eternal Light story showed how parents who were able to provide the best in material comfort and future prospects for their child discovered that the advantages their own child took for granted would provide unbelievable happiness for another. They also discovered that they could give their daughter yet another and even greater gift, the gift of sharing. It is a strange but true paradox commented upon for ages, that an act of charity, which is in itself both virtuous and dutiful, profits the giver as much as the receiver. The parents in today's story wanted to help an underprivileged child, but instead of serving one end, they served two, for they gave their own child an equally valuable gift by teaching her the love of sharing and the joy in giving. The Fresh Air Program and other such enterprises, which do so much to ensure a healthy younger generation, merit our enthusiastic devotion. On the international scene, we have a similar obligation. In a recent treatise, General David Sarnoff wisely urged that we build an all-out political offensive to win the Cold War. May I supplement his thoughts by pointing out that in addition to a governmental agency for the coordination of Cold War strategy, vast private funds and even public funds should be allocated for the furthering of goodwill among men, with particular emphasis upon the young. The more community center activities we support, the more fresh air programs we have, and the more international student exchange groups we foster, the greater will be our understanding and respect for one another. Only mutual understanding can create human brotherhood. Only human brotherhood can lead to world peace.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. Our Eternal Light drama today, All the Room in the World, was written by Marion Voigt and is presented as a tribute to the work of the New York Herald Tribune's Fresh Air Fund. Cantor David Putterman sang the liturgical introduction. Featured in the cast were Ellen Spencer, Pamela Fitzmaurice, Ellen Muir, Judith Parrish, John Harvey, and Scott Tennyson. The narrator was Norman Rose. This is Mel Brandt. The music was written by Morris Momorski and conducted by Roy Shield. This has been an NBC Radio Network production directed by Daniel Sutter. This weekly program is presented under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America.
This is the NBC Radio Network.
Saying, command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure oil olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually in the tabernacle of the congregation. And it shall be a statute forever in your generations.
The Eternal Light. The National Broadcasting Company and its affiliated independent stations present The Eternal Light, a program which comes to you under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America. Today's program, written by Seymour Wright, is entitled The Pious Ox.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Now it came to pass that in the district of Ravaruska there lived a devout farmer named Yaakov. He was very poor, and the struggle to survive was an endless one for himself and his wife Rachel. They lived in a rough log hut with a floor of dirt, and the one thing they owned of any worldly value was an ox.
Where are you going, Yaakov? Drink your tea.
First, I'll see to Mutka. He needs water and feed.
You're always worrying about that ox. Why don't you worry about yourself a little, huh?
What for, Rachel? I have you to worry about me.
6 days each week, Yaakov and his ox bent to their wooden plow, scratching subsistence from the reluctant earth. And on the seventh day, man and beast rested.
You're tired today, Yaakov.
No more today than other days. And no less. But thank God tomorrow's the Sabbath. Tomorrow I'll rest. Your cough gets worse and worse.
No, it's nothing. When the weather changes, I'll be fine.
I don't know. Maybe you should...
Come sit down. I made cabbage soup for supper.
Yaakov labored in the fields from morning until night. The work was hard, the days were long, and he was grateful that he had his ox Mutka for company to help him speed the hours.
Mutka, guess who I saw in the marketplace today? Herschel the Malamed. He lives in Krakow now. He came back to visit his sister. I asked him about Krakow. Would you believe it, Mutka? He said it's such a big city that our whole village could fit in one little corner. I'd like to see a city like that someday, Mutka. Wouldn't you? Look, Mutka, the geese are flying north. It'll soon be getting warm. Maybe Rachel's cough will go away. Last night, Mutka, I had a dream. Such a dream it was. I dreamt that when I harvested my grain, it all turned to gold in my hands. Gold, Mutka. I became rich. It was something. The things I did. I bought a new house for Rachel with real floors and pictures on the wall and a stove in every room. And for you, Mutka, there was a fine new stall, as big as a nobleman's palace and filled with the sweetest hay. Then I took Rachel to a sunny place, far away on the Adriatic. And her cough disappeared, and her cheeks grew pink, and she laughed the whole day long. Yeah. Some dream, huh? Not that I'm complaining. The Lord is righteous and just, Mutka, and I am thankful for my blessings.
The weeks passed, and then one day there was a strange note of urgency in Yaakov's voice.
Mutka, my ox, you'll forgive me if I seem to be hurrying you a little. But there's good reason, believe me. Today we must finish earlier. I spoke to Barak the healer about Rachel's cough, and he's coming to the house. He's going to make her well again. Well, say something, Barak. Speak. How long are you going to stand there and look at her?
Yaakov, I can do nothing.
What do you mean, nothing? You're the healer.
Yes, but in a case such as this...
Your father was a healer, too, and his father...
Rachel, forgive me if I speak bluntly, but this cough, I've seen it before. It's a serious illness.
What?
If you want your wife to be cured, Yaakov, you must send her to the hospital in Russia.
Oh, hospital in Russia? But For this, one needs money.
Yes, a lot of money. Perhaps 40 or 50 rubles.
40 or 50? It's impossible. I have nothing. It's all I can do to manage a kopeck every week to buy a bit of candle for the Sabbath.
I know. Still, it's the only hope. She'll have to stay there a long while. But, God willing, they can cure her.
40 or 50 rubles?
Please, Yakov. Don't concern yourself. It's just a call.
You're sure, Beric? It's the only way?
Positive. I've seen other cases. In the hospital, at least there's a chance.
Yakov, pay no attention to him.
Where could I get so much money?
Well, perhaps there's something you can sell.
Something I can sell? Yes. There is something.
Yakov, not Matka.
I, Yakov, the farmer, for the sum agreed upon, do hereby sell my ox to Ivan of Tomashov. I further warrant and declare that the beast is without blemish, sound of hoof, clear of eye, and a light eater. Is this satisfactory to both of you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. You, peasant, pay him the money and take the ox.
Come on, ox. Come. The beast refuses to move.
Go with Ivan, Motka. You belong to him now, not to me. See? He gave me the money I need. He's your master now. You must do what he says. It's the law, Motka. Try to understand.
Are you crazy? How could you speak like that to a dumb brute?
He is not a dumb brute. He's Motka.
You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have sold him.
Rachel, please. Isn't your health more important? Besides, it's not like Motka's going away to Bianca or Teropin. Even if Tomashov lives very near here, I can probably see his field from the top of the hill across the road. It won't even seem like Motka's gone.
And how can you do your work without an ox?
I still have my hands, haven't I? Just get well, Rachel. And someday, when you're home again, maybe we'll buy him back.
Don't worry about a thing, Yakov. With all this money, she'll be well taken care of.
Yakov, I don't want to leave you.
Rachel, be brave. Beric will go with you and make all the arrangements. If you do everything they tell you in the hospital, you'll soon be home again.
But how will you manage here all by yourself?
With God's help, I'll endure it.
The carriage is waiting. Come.
Yakov.
Go, Rachel. Go, get well soon. Get well soon.
His gnarled fists wrapped around the handle of a hoe, his back bent, the sweat running from his brow, Yakov fought the earth alone. For 6 days he worked, and on the 7th, as always, he rested.
Oh, Yakov!
Huh? Who calls? Ivan of Tomashov.
What manner of beast did you sell me, you thief, you liar?
I don't understand. Motka is a wonderful ox.
A wonderful ox, eh? A wonderful ox who refuses to work.
Motka refuses to work? I don't believe it.
This morning I came with the oxbow and the harness. He turned his head away and refused to get up. I beat him until my arm was tired, but the brute wouldn't leave his stall.
Please don't beat him anymore. Perhaps he's ill today, Ivan. Let him stay in the stall just this once. You'll see by tomorrow he'll be all better. I know, Motka, believe me. You'll see.
Very well. But I warn you, if he refuses to obey me tomorrow, I want my money back.
Your money? But I haven't got it. My wife is ill and
No excuses. If I have any more trouble with that beast of yours, you'll be sorry. You'll be sorry.
Yakov awaited the dawn with dread. But the day came and went, and the next day, and 4 more after that. And by the time the Sabbath came again, he had all but forgotten his visit from Ivan of Tomashov.
Yakov, Shalom.
Beric, tell me, how is Rachel?
Fine, Yakov, fine. All goes well.
God be praised.
She's happy and comfortable, and the doctor thinks she will recover completely.
I arrived from Warsaw only this morning, and I came straight to tell you.
Thank you, Beric. Thank you. My heart, it's overflowing with joy.
And you've been working hard, huh?
What does that matter? The news you brought me makes me feel younger and stronger than I have in years. Now that I know Rachel is being well cared for, I can do the work of 20 men.
Liar! Thief! Robber!
Who's that? That's Ivan, my neighbor.
Yakov! You cheated me.
Well, what happened?
The same thing again with your ox. He refused to get up and work this morning. I kicked him and thrashed him for hours, but he wouldn't move.
What is this? I don't understand.
Ivan Tomasha bought Matka from me. Now it seems that Matka refuses to work. I can't believe it.
You can't, but it's so. I'll complain to the magistrate. I'll demand my money back.
Ivan, perhaps if I could see him, talk to him. He might be ill.
The beast isn't ill. He's lazy.
Please, Ivan, I understand, Matka. I know I can find out what's the matter. Please, let me help.
All right, come then. See for yourself.
His eyes are clear. He seems to be in good health.
Matka, is anything wrong?
Look how he sits there, so calmly.
I don't understand.
There's nothing to understand. You sold me an ox that won't work, and you pay dearly.
Why won't he work? He always worked for me, except the... Ivan, wait. The last time you had trouble, it was 7 days ago?
That's right.
Tell me, did Matka work well during the week?
Yes, he worked every day from dawn to dusk. Until this morning.
Oh, now I understand.
What are you talking about?
It's very simple. Matka is observing the Sabbath.
What's this foolishness? You warranted the beast to be without defect. If he refuses to work, the blame is yours.
Ivan, there's nothing to worry about. Let me explain things to him. Matka always listens to me. Matka, please pay attention. As long as you were in my service, it was fitting for you to rest on the Sabbath, because the Lord so commanded us, and it's written in our law. But now you belong to Ivan. It's no longer the same, Matka. Do you understand? You're no longer required to keep the Sabbath. Come, get up now and work as your master wishes. Come, Matka.
Look how he stares at you, Yakov.
Yes, he stares. But he still doesn't move.
Beric, I wonder...
What, Yakov?
I wonder if Matka observes the Sabbath not as his duty, but as his right.
Get up, clod. Stupid beast!
6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor the stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
Take your scriptures elsewhere. I'll teach the brute to do his work.
No! No, stop! Don't beat him! Get up! Ivan!
Get up, stupid beast!
Don't you beat him!
The news spread quickly through the district. In the marketplace, on the roads, in the synagogue, the story of the Pious Ox was on everyone's lips.
They say that Yaakov pleaded and begged, but the ox refused to leave his stall.
For 6 days Matka works, and on the Sabbath he rests.
Then Yaakov took the whip and broke it into 100 pieces. How can he return the money? He sent it all to Varsha, to the hospital.
Beric! You were there in the stable. Tell us exactly what happened. What's there to tell? You all heard the story. When Yakov saw Ivan beating the ox, he turned into a man.
I can't believe it. Jacob is so gentle.
Yes, but not the other day. He leaped on Ivan and threw him to the ground like he was a sack of meal. Then he broke the whip over his knee and threw the pieces as far away as he could.
Yakov is a fool.
A fool? What do you mean? Because he saved the poor beast from a whipping?
He had no business getting mixed up in anything like that. It's too risky. It can only lead to difficulties.
But Yakov meant no harm. He wanted to protect Matka.
That has nothing to do with it. Mark my words, Beric. He's in for a lot of trouble.
Yakov, terrible news.
What is it, Barak?
Ivan has filed an official complaint with the magistrate.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
How can you stay so calm? This means serious trouble. You must do something.
What can I do? But put my trust in the Lord.
Of course, Yakov, but surely you can...
Open up!
Yes? Your name is Yakov?
It is.
You are hereby ordered to appear in the town hall tomorrow morning to stand trial before the magistrate.
Stand trial? What have I done?
You are charged with deliberately misleading and defrauding one Ivan of Tomashov concerning the purchase of an ox.
You are Yakov, the farmer?
Yes, sir.
The same Yakov who sold an ox to Ivan of Tomashov?
Yes, sir.
Did you not at the time warrant said ox to be a good worker, free of all blemish and defect?
Yes, he did, Your Honor, but he lied.
No, that is not true. If you'll only let me explain...
What is there to explain? I wanted the beast to work, and he refused. It's as simple as that.
Ivan, tell me, do you work every day?
Well, of course. Every day from sunrise to sundown.
And when do you rest?
At night, when I sleep. Day is for work, night is for rest.
You never rest during the daytime?
No. That's for noblemen and princes.
What bearing do these questions have on the matter?
If you please, sir, if I could just explain what our Sabbath means. You see, in our Testament, it is written that the Lord created heaven and earth in 6 days, and on the seventh day he rested. Now, for a Jew, a day of rest, it's a holy thing. It is a time for him to renew himself, to rediscover this heaven and earth that the Lord created, to rejoice in it and give thanks. Motka, a simple beast to be sure, even he understands this pattern in life. To be restored in the dignity of rest has become a part of his animal nature. For 6 days he works beautifully. Ivan will agree to that. But on the seventh day, he too has a need for rest and for rededication.
Do you mean to say that a beast of burden can understand your religious teachings?
Well, maybe not in the same way, but the God who created us, he also created Motka.
Rest 1 day out of every 7, huh? And how does the work get done?
There's work of the Spirit, Ivan, as well as of the field. It is written in our scriptures.
That's enough. We're wasting time. You do not deny, do you, that your ox has failed to give the service required of him by the purchaser?
Well, no, sir.
Very well, then. I hereby order you to refund the full price you received by tomorrow morning. If you fail to do so, you will be sentenced to prison for 5 years.
Yakov, what are you doing?
Waiting for the soldiers?
Listen, Yakov, I'm trying to collect money in the village. Maybe we
No,
can...
I won't have it.
But why should you go to prison?
Tell me, is there news of Rachel?
Yes, Levi came from Pasha last night. He saw Rachel. She's fine. The doctor says maybe she can come home by the end of the year.
Oh, thank God.
Yakov, look. Maybe if I went to the hospital and explained what happened, they'll refund some of the money.
Never. Rachel must never know what happened. You hear me?
This whole thing, I don't understand it. You've done nothing. Why are they punishing you?
Somebody must go to prison. After all, they can't send Motka. No, Barak. The Lord moves in his own ways. It is not for us to understand. It is not for us to...
Look, a cloud of dust on the road just at the bend. The soldiers are punctual. Yakov.
Goodbye, Barak. Take care of Rachel for me.
Yakov.
Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I have sworn, and I will perform it, that I will keep thy righteous judgment. I am afflicted very much. Quicken me, O Lord, according unto thy word.
Yakov, look. It's not the soldiers. It's Ivan. With Motka.
Ivan?
Yakov! Yakov!
Why do you come here? Haven't you caused me enough trouble?
I didn't come to cause you trouble. I came to speak with you. This morning I went to the magistrate and told him I didn't want your money. He canceled your sentence.
Canceled my sentence? You did this for me?
Well, last night, it's a strange thing. I lay down, but I couldn't sleep. My brain was spinning. I kept thinking and thinking about what you said in the court about the Sabbath. And I thought to myself, I'm called Ivan of Tomashov. Where I am from, this I know. But who I am, this I don't know. And then I got up and I went and I looked at your ox, your Mutka. And I thought to myself, this ox, he knows who he is. He works in dignity. And he rests in dignity. A dumb beast. And yet smarter than Ivan of Tomashov.
Ivan.
Tell me, Yakov, this Sabbath, is it something I could have too?
It's for all men.
I think I would like a Sabbath.
Ivan, you going to sell Mutka now?
No. I brought him for Yakov.
Oh, but I have no money to buy him back.
I want no money. This ox, he really belongs to both of us. I thought maybe you would share him with me.
Share Mutka with you? Oh!
Then it's settled. Good.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you.
Well, actually, it comes out just right for both of us. 3 days the ox works for me, and 3 days he works for you, and on the 7th day, everyone rests. Huh?
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
If you would like a copy of today's script, please send your name and address with 10 cents to cover the cost of postage to the Jewish Theological Seminary of America, 3080 Broadway, New York 27, New York. And now we take great pleasure in presenting Mr. Herman Hoberman, prominent civic leader of New York City. Mr. Hoberman.
Today's program is a fantasy, which by means of exaggeration and imaginativeness points up a timeless truth. As in all good fantasies, its foundation lies in real life, in the meaning of society. On the holiday of Shavuos, which we have just celebrated, we commemorate the giving of the Torah to Moses on Mount Sinai. The Torah and the 10 Commandments, which are in it, form the basic code which defines the structure of our society. Today's script is based on the 4th commandment. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath day unto the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any manner of work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. It is natural for us to ask what all this means for us today. What importance does the idea of setting time apart for spiritual contemplation have for man when the urgency of worldly problems seems more pressing than ever before? It means that the power to know himself is the very essence and quality of man's humanity, the single thing that sets him apart from the other of God's creatures. It means that only by using his power of reflection about himself and his purpose in life, can man explore new ideas and thereby discover thy means to remake society into a better environment for all people. Yet in today's story, there is an additional lesson. The time for rest became important to an ox. Isn't it strange that time for a Sabbath unto the Lord should be important to an animal which is incapable of thinking? Yet the very point of the story lies in this paradox. The lesson is that the opportunity to reach the highest level of being should be made available to all living creatures, regardless of the degree to which they can take advantage of it. Democracy rests on a foundation of equality of opportunity. Talents, abilities may differ. However, true freedom does not exist unless all people are encouraged to develop the best that is in themselves. To this meaning of freedom, we must rededicate ourselves every day.
Thank you, Mr. Hoberman. Our Eternal Light drama today, The Pious Ox, was written by Seymour Wright and was based on the Pious Ox which refused to work and the example he set from Marseille, edited by Moses Gaster and published by the Jewish Publication Society of America. Cantor David Putterman sang the liturgical introduction. Featured in the cast were Joseph Julian, Ethel Everett, Roger DeKoven, Ed Jerome, Ed Keene, Sam Gray, Lottie Stavisky, Ralph Bell. Alexander Scurby was the narrator. This is Mel Brandt. The music was written by Morris Momorsky and conducted by Roy Shield. This has been an NBC Radio Network production directed by Daniel Sutter. This weekly program is presented under the auspices of the Jewish Theological Seminary of America.
This is the NBC Radio Network.